Right, I'm just going to one time. Can I leave you with this for a second? Let's go for a slash. Oh, I'm not even on mute. Oh, man. Right, guys, I'm going to leave you on this Torbs a minute. Start thinking about your gratitude.
Good morning, guys. I've got a busy day today, Jade. Good to see you in here, gamer. So yeah, how we start this gamer, we always start with a gratitude list, and I know got you to do it before, but I think are we on 6 now? So yeah, we'll wait for some more guys to come in before we do that. He's just nipped to the loo. Hiya, John and Kendra. Good to see you. There will be a link coming out in a second, gamer. It's just we always start this with gratitude lists and a little reading, and then we'll put the link out. Kind of gets us a bit more focused for the day. So I don't know if you want to be thinking of 6 things you're grateful for, everyone. So what are my 6 today? I'm grateful for me dogs. I'm grateful to have a roof over my head. I'm grateful I've got the ability to speak my mind today. I'm grateful for my family. I am grateful for the central heating button.
It's not on.
I know, but I know it's there if I need it. And I am grateful that I have some food in the freezer. I can call you Ryan if you want me to call you Ryan.
What's Ryan?
Gamer. Of course I will. If that's what you prefer me to call you, then I'll call you Ryan. So 6 things you're grateful for.
Me?
Yeah.
So I'm grateful for my literature. Just what I do. I'm grateful for the recovery community in general, because I know when I fucking decide it, I can go back anytime I want and be around like-minded people. I'm grateful for this addiction lab. How many is that? 3. I'm grateful for the garden. Got our own garden. I'm grateful for... I'm trying to think of things I've never said before. I'm grateful for my phone. Oh no, I'm grateful for... I've said my phone, but I am grateful for my phone because it's a lifeline and recovery, that, you know. And I'm grateful for my life support machine because it makes me breathe.
So Jade, wild birds in the garden, clean and sober, progressing in a detox, a gratitude, and here just listening will try and join the chat if she gets a chance.
Respect. Anyone else want to put anything in the chat that you're grateful for? If you don't want to, then just visualise it for us guys, people, even. And I think now
Yeah.
is going to read a book. A page, even.
It's okay, Jade. It's just about getting your thinking into the right mindset. So Amanda's grateful for a family, warm home, dogs, everyone here, people communicating and sorting things out, and a car.
Respect.
So,
Oh, where's my phone? Bear said he's going to phone me. It's not, but Bear said he's going to phone me, man. Yeah, I don't want to blank him, man.
So today's reading in our day-by-day book is Being Kind. Saying an unkind word to another may not hurt that person for the rest of his or her life, but what does it do to us? It separates us from our spiritual fellowship, which we cannot afford. It's when we are out of step, our harmony. It's when we are out of harmony, that we are vulnerable to taking that first fixed drink or pill. So it will help us all to be kind to others, even those who don't seem to appreciate it. So am I kind to others? And I think that's really appropriate, especially with all the YouTube stuff, because it is so easy to get sucked into all the negativity and all the drama and stuff. But it's important that, you know, that kind of stuff, if we're being unkind, like, really affects us as well, and it cuts us off spiritually, and we're not in sync with like ourselves and where we want to go. So
Claire Louise on the top. As I
So
haven't had it out.
grateful for health today, grateful for freedom, grateful for my parents, grateful for a roof over my head, grateful for nature, warm clothes, and grateful for people for giving me an unconditional love. Oh, I like that.
Respect, Lisa.
So I'm grateful I managed to drive safely in this wind to work. I'm listening in, got my earphones in, but not in chat. Okay, Lisa.
Respect. John Kendra.
Family, food in cupboard, roof over our heads, this community, and being nice to each other.
Respect. Mano.
I'm grateful for my lovely flowers I bought myself, my kids, my pets, you beauties right here in my home. And I think that's important as well.
I was
Like,
just going to say that. What to buy yourself something
Yeah.
nice. Respect.
you know, buying
just gonna
yourself
say it.
something nice that you're like looking at, and, you know, there's been a few times I've gone to buy myself flowers, and you're like, you can't buy yourself flowers, and I've got to do it. And I'm like, well, I can do it actually, so shut up. So grateful for a lovely brisk walk with our dog, Buddy. Also, love of family, flapjacks. Dean, who?
Canutes.
The strength to talk honestly.
Go on. Respect.
I like that.
Right.
Yeah, if you're grateful for food, then food's a good one. You know, it's
16.
the reason why we do that, Ryan. It's to kind of flip our thinking, because when we're in active addiction, we tend to be quite negative. So if you do a list every day of things you're grateful for, it can really change your mindset. So you start seeing the positives in situations rather than the negative.
I'm not going to read the dates about iPower again. Let me find. I think iPower is important, like, but let's have a look. Yeah, that subject there. Right. Okay, pick a number out of them then.
66.
So, we ain't gonna read February the 16th, we're gonna read March the 4th, The Process. So, this program has become part of me. I understand more clearly the things that are happening in my life today. I no longer fight the process. I identify with that, me. In active addiction, things happen seamlessly without
Rhyme or reason.
rhyme or reason. We just did things, often without knowing why or what the result would be. Life had little value or meaning. The 12 someone have to can't snipe me, man.
The 12-step process gives meaning to our lives. In working the steps, we come to accept the dark and bright sides of ourselves. We strip away the denial that kept us from comprehending addiction's effect on us. We honestly examine ourselves, picking out the patterns in our thoughts, our feelings, and our behaviour. We gain humility and perspective by fully disclosing ourselves to another human being. In seeking to have our shortcomings removed, we developed a working appreciation of our own powerlessness and the strength provided by a power greater than we are. With our enhanced understanding of ourselves, we gain greater insight into the acceptance of others. The 12 steps are a key process we call life. In working the steps, they become a part of us, and becoming part of the life around us. Our world is no longer meaningless. We understand more about what happens in our lives today. We no longer fight the process. Today, work in the steps, we live it. So, life is a process. The steps are the key today. I will use the steps to participate in the process, understanding and enjoying myself in my recovery. So, what that kind of says to me, it's, I know that's a 12-step book, but it's about the process of getting into recovery. Because you don't just stop drinking and then get fixed. It's about that self-reflection and looking into the process and accepting who you are, the good and the bad. But all them negative elements you can change, you can work on them. And if you're anything like me, when I first got into recovery, all I could see was the negatives and I struggled with the positive elements. But it's possible. So there you go. And surprise, surprise, I haven't got any structure today. So, just haven't got round to it with everything that was going on last night with his friend missing and everything. So we'll just have a chat today. Right. Got ya.
It is me. It is me. So let you know straight away. I'll let you know because I just say it is me. So you're not going to get.
No, it's a good job he wasn't there. He's like, make sure you see the face. I always forget.
No, pick up Mama Milo. Thank you, Mama Milo. I am fine. I hope you are as well. Pick up Amanda. I never see us in the chat. But do you want us to be honest, Mel?
Yeah, just give us 2 minutes because he's crying at the door.
As long as you like.
They couldn't get in, so.
Hi, Claire. Good morning, Claire. It's not really my morning, like it's more my night time now.
Okay. Okay.
Massive that, like.
She wanted a morning cuddle.
Massive.
Bless her. She's going back out now.
See, I've lost my trail of thought now. I got distracted by your dog.
Sorry.
It's all right. It's not your fault.
It often happens on here. There's always one of them.
Where was I? Oh, where was you? It's your live.
I think you were just about to tell me something because you said, can I be honest with you? And I said, give us 2 seconds.
But I forgot.
Um,
No, I don't know what to say. I was trying to think. I'm sorry. I was just trying to scratch my brain there. I'm trying to remember what I was talking about, but I can't.
It'll come back to you, no doubt.
Well, eventually. It'll be too late then. But,
so usually you do.
Oh, no. Yeah. I remember Amanda. Your name's not Amanda, it's Mel. Mel, I'm going for the record. I'm falling asleep on the most chats possible. Ever.
So you've just come on here to go to sleep then?
I came on here to fall asleep on your live high. Is that all right? When you're talking about addictions and that, though, if you come up with a topic, you come up with a question or a comment that's relevant, I'll let you know.
I think they want to find intersection him.
Right.
He's getting sectioned, Kev.
Who's getting sectioned? You're not talking about me.
No. My mate.
I was going to say, you're not getting me. Get away from
My mate's been smoking crack.
Oh, no.
Like a friend who I know from 11-year-old's been smoking crack. He's in a bad place.
11?
I've known him since 11-year-old. He's a year older than me. He's getting paranoid thinking fucking people are in his loft stashing things to set him up and fucking anyway. Cleveland Police warned me last night. Then they come the door last night, but then I spoke to them again, and they said, "Oh, we spoke to him. We know he's okay, but they want to find him, man. They're fucking going to section him." I
Have
think
they
they
found
need
him
it,
yet?
though.
Have they found
No.
him yet?
No, they haven't found him. They've spoke to him, but he's thinking he's wanted. He's paranoid, saying, "I'm not coming to see you because I know I'm wanted," but he's not wanted. But I
Police
think they
can't
want him.
section. No, a doctor needs to section you. The police.
Yeah,
can't do
they'll get
that.
him in. Yeah, they'll get him in police custody, and he'll get sectioned off the police doctor.
Yeah, but that depends on how. That depends on how he responds. So someone needs to speak to him before he gets.
Yeah, I know. But what it is, gamer, he's been in fucking Middlesbrough Council, shot his flat keys at them, said loads of mad fucking shit, mate. He'll get sectioned, mate. But you're right.
Walker, I
It-
say
it-
loads of mad shit every day.
No, man, he needs sectioning, gamer. He does need it, mate. He does need it, gamer. Believe.
And I was even
Well, I
when
don't
we
know this
spoke to
guy
him last, he
personally,
was
John,
saying he
so-
didn't want to talk in front of his phone because it's got a bug in it and stuff like that. You know, I think he's
I
suffering
don't
from.
know this guy personally, so I'm not going to comment on this personal guy because I don't know him.
I know. I think he's suffering from some kind of psychosis, though. So, but
I'm not,
hopefully,
honestly, Mr. Stubbs, I'm not a doctor. You know what I mean?
he'll get the help he needs.
And people can have him around him, though. So people can like speak to him before he does like either handy selling or whatever, and just give him that bit of support
No
before.
one knows where he is, gamer.
If someone will possibly ring him, get in touch with him
Turned his
some
phone
other way.
off. He's turned his phone off, kid.
We've tried all that.
Yeah, I don't know then. I've got no idea.
We were trying all that last night because we were proper worried, weren't we?
We
So,
spoke to the police last night and they said he switched his phone on. We spoke to him, but we still need to locate him. Just to fucking do visuals and make sure he hasn't fucking done anything to hurt himself. He's been saying some mad shit in that council, mate. Do you know what I mean? And
I'm not bothered about what he says in the council. It's irrelevant to me. I'm bothered about him, not what he said in the council. I don't give a fuck.
Gamer, what I'm saying is it's his fucking mindset, man. It's his mindset, mate, and I'm worried about him. He's my mate from fucking 11-year-old. Like, proper, like, me
Are you in
proper
touch
mate.
with any of his close family? I would like that. His
Yeah, I
friends.
was
I would
last
like
night. Yeah, I was last night, yeah.
that. You can speak to them and just try to keep on. I mean, do what you can, basically.
hi, Mr. Beautiful Blues.
It is in the games, it is, mate. But yeah,
No, that's
fucking
you
knocked,
really do, to be fair.
knocked on the door again from playing on place. I said, you're a bane, man.
It kills me. It kills me all this, man. 'Cause it's on a daily basis now when I come on these panels and shit like that. It's one problem after another. It's like
Sad,
how can
isn't
you deal with them all? To be fair, you can't. And if you try, fucking look where it gets you.
I know.
Is it worth it? What do you
Usually
get
on
out
the
of
whole,
it?
this is
What is it worth it? What do you get out of it? What do you get for your channel, for your viewers? Like, what is the point in actually doing this? That's
Doing
what I look
what?
at. So what you've got to do, you've got to ask yourself questions, and then you come up with the answers and work out why you're actually doing this. And I think you can grow as not just a person, not just a channel, but as a fucking human.
Damn it, to be fair, there's never no negative shit in this
Yeah,
addiction lab, like.
to like.
No,
I'm-
I'll never bring over you as well. I've been warned already. Sometimes I do it
No,
on my
I'm
race
not
as
saying
well.
you were negative.
Sometimes early on the morning I go and have my race and I bring the fucking like the cesspit over the line, you know what I mean? And I kind of that would just comes out of my mouth, but I've sort of like learned the lesson not to do it, so I'm not.
Yeah, I do. With this being an addiction live and there being some quite vulnerable people, and I have a zero
That is the
tolerance.
point. That
to
is the point. You've got to bear in mind of your viewers and the people who's watching you.
exactly.
And
and
I'm fucking one of them. You know what I mean?
I'm not cared. I don't care about how many I've got in my stream. I want it to be a nice, safe place for everyone, so I have zero tolerance.
How can you keep the whole internet safe, Law?
I can't keep the whole internet, but I can keep my part of it as safe as possible.
You can moderate it to your
Yeah,
best
and
ability,
I've
you
got
say.
some got some really good
That's-
moderators who know it's a zero tolerance approach.
Yeah, zero tolerance with it. If that's how you want to run things and stuff like that, run it like that, you know what I mean? It's your channel, remember. This is your show.
Exactly.
You moderate it how you want to. You're the boss in here. Remember that.
Exactly.
No, she's not game, man.
Yeah, I am.
Don't start arguments in here, gamer. Don't start arguments in here because I'm the boss.
I'm not starting
Well,
arguing. Come see, anyone start arguing, it's you. You want to argue with me tonight? You really want to argue with me with tonight, Dubs? You really want to roll with Gamer tonight? Are you sure?
It's today, gamer.
Tonight, today, potato. Moon,
Yeah.
sun, fucking
Whoa,
regardless,
whoa.
man. It's
Fucking hell, babe.
irrelevant. Sorry for swearing.
Yeah, mate, do you know what it is? Truth be known, Torbs doesn't want to argue with anyone, kid. Not the gamer, not fucking next door but 10. I don't want to argue with no one, mate.
Yeah, and for me, just the stuff we talk about is addiction and mental health, and that can leave you vulnerable.
Let's
So
talk
Anyway,
about addiction. Okay, then let's talk.
Yeah, well, I was just
I
going
don't
to
have
say...
it's difficult. It's a touchy subject talking about mental health, but I'll jump.
But then saying that we've had some-
Listen, be fair regarding that. Listen, I'll not listen to news regarding that until I hear like something really strong from you. Like I've got my own online therapist regarding mental health, and she's called Katie Morton from America. That's who I listen to, and I've shared it on pages. You know what I mean? I've shared it on my community page. That's who I go to when it comes to stuff like that. But regarding addictions, I'm very, very open on this topic and very open to discuss it.
So for me, like what this is, it's like support for each other as well, because we've got such a wealth of knowledge in the chat, and we've had Mama Milo up sharing coping strategies for anxiety, and that was a really good session, and Amanda and stuff, haven't we? And the struggles of having a child with mental health needs, that was a really powerful session. We've had people up sharing the life stories, and they're always really powerful. You're going to get one of your mates to come on, aren't you?
I want to get Bennett to come on.
But then, like, it's not just what we do in here. If you look at the chat, they're all really supportive of each other in that as well. So,
Yeah.
and we've also set up an email if people want to get in touch with us privately, you know, because they don't want to talk in the chat as well. We've even had
a good thing to discuss, especially regarding mental health. It's easy to talk
Exactly.
about addiction, so what it would be mental health.
Addiction, no, Graham. Would you say addiction is part of mental health?
It's all linked. It's all linked.
Yeah, man.
We've even had a lady come on the other day asking for advice about a brother, which was really nice.
Shared about was on Facebook. I was mad that.
But yeah, so word is getting out that
That's what I mean about your viewers, and then take your viewers into consideration and the people who's watching and what you do.
We
That's
always
what
do on this
that's what
one.
I've really, that's like the biggest page I've ripped out of my book lately. And then when I'm copying, it's fucking the people who's watching you. I've got to put them before me. I'm sorry, I've got to.
Exactly.
When you've got such a big following, you've got to, because these people are fucking, they hurt people, man. People like Jen Lara Croft and that, man. They fucking hurt people, man.
People like Gamer.
No, me, I'm one. I'm not gonna lie, I am one.
You know what I mean? Because no one I say, Gamer, and what my experience is as well, my own experience, right, is people like us, or people like me, people like me tend to want to fucking go look at Jen Laura Croft. Well, what about looking at fucking Torb? Because do you know what, Torb's vulnerable. What about looking at Gamer? I closed him in the front room. Shit, I forgot. What about Gamer? Because Gamer can be vulnerable. What about fucking JJ there in the chat? What about Uncle JJ? Do you know what I mean? What I'm saying is we tend to look out, mate. We tend to look out. But what it is, truth be known, it's an inside job, mate. Until I fix myself, then I can't fucking fix anyone else.
I agree with you on that. I find it hard to like deal with others when I'm like, I'm not sorted myself. I get that. To be fair.
You know what I mean, mate? And we do, as a human race, not just addicts and alcoholics. Not just addicts and alcoholics, as a human race.
Alex, when it comes, is it where you're talking about the reviewers, they even the following we've got?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, no, James. What I'm saying is, as a human race, we tend, right, to look out instead of looking in. And that's just, I don't know if that's human, well, must be human nature, mustn't it? But
I do think as people with addiction and mental health issues, we are really sensitive to a lot of things. We just deal with it in different ways. But underneath it all, we are like really sensitive people, you know. And even if we say, "Oh, it doesn't bother me," I'm not bothered. Deep down, we are. That's just a defense mechanism. You know, humour's a defense
It's
mechanism.
like an egotistic thing, isn't it?
Mm.
You know, like you put on this persona, and there's
Yeah.
not let people like show you true colours, sort of.
I don't think it's so much ego. I think it's just
It
what
is
we've learned
ego.
from a
It
young
is
age.
ego. It is ego does come into it.
For me, it's more of a defense because I used to be like a bit of a
Ego
clown.
defense.
That and for me, it was like, who's going to ask the person who's laughing and joking what's wrong? Do you know what I mean?
Anyone really cares, they're more bothered about themselves these days.
No, but you know what? I know what you were saying. What it is, right? So if I'm making someone laugh and joke, and I'm laughing and joking, no one's gonna think there's anything wrong with me. I'm laughing, I'm happy, look. So if you're not thinking there's something wrong with me, gamer, you're not gonna ask what's wrong, and then that's gonna make me feel uncomfortable because I'm not
Because
ready to
anyone
look at
cares.
myself. Do you know what I mean?
Anyone cares about whether
No,
you
but
are or
gamer,
not.
no, but gamer, you're wrong because some people do care, kid. You're wrong, mate. And I'm telling you, I'm putting my foot down on that one. You are wrong because some people do care about gamer. Some people do care about Torbs. Some
I'm not
people
talking
do
about
care about.
me.
No, I'm on about Andy W. I'm on about some people do care about Mama Marlowe. At the end of the day, mate, we can't put. Well, I can't put everyone in the fucking bracket of nobody cares because do you know what, gamer? Truth be honest, some people do fucking care, mate. And that's the truth of the matter, kid. That's the bottom line fact is, no matter what I think, that people don't care about me. Some people do, kid. And that's 100% fucking nailed on fact, mate. And like it or not, people fucking care about you too.
Yeah, and there's lots of people in the chat saying that they care about you, you know, and that's what
No. Yeah,
that's
no. I'm sorry, chat. I'm not reading the chat. Sorry, I'm looking away. Like
no,
I'm
no,
not even looking at the
that's
laptop.
why I thought I'd tell you. But you know,
But
Yeah,
in
if I care about
listen,
gamer, you know what I mean?
I'm overwhelmed with the support I've got since I joined RS. Overwhelmed with it.
And do
It's
you know
very
what,
much
gamer?
for
Do you
someone
know?
like me
Sorry,
to
sorry.
take.
Do you know what, gamer?
It's hard for the backing, but then once you get this backing and these people that you see, you get connected to, it's very hard to like. I don't know. It's like I feel like I'm
I need to pick up on that question.
how can I put it? I don't know. Like it's like I feel responsible for them in a way. Feel responsible for when I go and record and post, and I feel responsible for them and they have emotions what they're gonna have watching that video. So I'm taking like I don't know. I'm thinking about their thoughts when I'm
It's
doing
easy to
it.
clown.
It's a
It's easy to
really
clown, yeah,
difficult place
man.
to put yourself. You know, some of you guys might be stronger than me. I'm
It
sorry.
doesn't matter, gamer. It doesn't matter who's stronger or who's weaker. Doesn't matter if you're stronger. It doesn't matter if you're stronger than me. Doesn't matter if I'm stronger than fucking Andy W. That doesn't matter, mate, because you know what? We've all got our own how can I put it? We've all got our own fucking stuff. That what it is, something fucking could happen to me, yeah, that'll affect me. And it could happen to you and it might not affect you. It doesn't mean that I'm fucking dafted or weaker because it's
Just
affected me.
we all get triggered by different
Yeah,
things.
that's what I'm
Yeah. No, I've got certain trigger words as well.
Mm.
There's certain things you could say to me what would make us really angry. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Certain
We are.
one lines. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
We are.
People in my life has used them against us. Yes, say a certain thing to me, I'll be at your throat. I'm not gonna
You
lie, I
know,
will.
especially if we've had some like negative things said to us as a child, or you know, them certain words can
Yeah,
like
that's where that comes from.
really,
Trigger. It's what you call trigger
yeah,
points. Trigger words. You know what I mean? I know how to trigger people. I learn how to trigger people. I come up with it. You know what I mean? I can do that. Fucking hell, I've been treated like it all my life. So obviously I learned how to fucking use this trait. At least I
and
used the good, using the holy way, holy all the time. I can use this evil little fucking lightsaber that the fucking created, and I can use it in the holy way and pass it on to all of you. Watch me roll over the next year, let's say. Give me 1 year, 365 days from now, Tubbs and Mrs. Tubbs. Watch me roll. Watch. I'm
I
going
hope
to
you
pass it
don't,
all
man.
on. I'm going to give you all of me holy knowledge and all that. All of
go
it.
on, Gamer.
Go on.
But yeah, I just want to
You
pick
get
up
it
on
all,
what.
but it's very
Gamer,
hard to
wait there.
express when I'm gone
Gamer,
through bullshit.
Gamer,
It's like you say,
Gamer,
you
whoa.
you cannot practice what you preach if you're still fucking in that position yourself.
Go
Because
on.
you just basically a total hypocrite if you do.
Go on. Go on, Gamer. That's
I
what
am
one of the
wrong,
best
if I do,
things
you
you
know what I
can
mean? So that's why I need to sort myself out before I start fucking preaching at the people.
Go on, Gamer.
Sorry.
say. No, that's one of
No.
the best things you fucking said, mate. Ever? Not ever. I'm lying, but that's one of the best things you've said this morning, kid.
Surprised
Go on,
I'm
then, pick up on
still
that.
awake.
So yeah, I just want to pick up on what Purple Spliff said. And we are all sensitive people, but some try to desensitize. Why? Because for me, feelings can be uncomfortable,
It's
and when
easier
you,
to desensitize, isn't it?
yeah,
Not to feel anything. It's
and
easier
when
just like
Gamer, give us 2
buried
seconds.
under the.
Gamer, give us 2 seconds, please.
Go on.
so when you're sensitive, you pick up on all these different feelings, and a lot of them are really, really uncomfortable, the good and the bad. Especially if all you're used to is that negativity.
Negative criticism. And then someone's telling you fucking.
When you get them compliments, it's like, ooh,
Yeah, isn't it?
that's uncomfortable.
You don't know
You
how to
know,
do it, do you?
yeah, and same as them negative. So I think that's like people like me try to desensitize a little bit from that because it's uncomfortable, and it was them feelings that I used to use on and drink on,
So
know.
you
And
say desensitize. What do you mean?
so rather than allowing my, like, for example, this past 18 months has been absolutely shit for me, and it's been one thing after another, and it
Same.
kind of sent me to this big dark hole. But rather than process and feel them feelings because they were that painful, I kind of desensitized and
What do
like
you mean by desensitize, Law? What do you mean?
cut myself off from my emotions. A, a lot of people use drugs or alcohol, but it if you are like overwhelmed with these emotions, it can happen just naturally. It's like your brain's way of stopping you feeling them feelings until you're ready. And I just used to sit there like staring into space. It's like a bit like daydreaming. And he'd be like, "Oh, what are you thinking about?" And I'm like, "Nothing." And I was literally thinking about nothing because I didn't want to think or feel anything, and my brain just kind of shut down for a while. And that was a way of me coping with everything that was going on. Probably a really unhealthy way of me coping with it,
You
but
switched off.
yeah, just switch my brain off completely. Until I felt strong enough to be able to process everything that I was going through. And there is actually a condition, did desensitize, summit disorder, desensitization disorder or
Right.
something.
Listen, I remember talking about these mental health lives and addiction lives. Like, fair enough, the addiction lives I can get involved in. Mental health lives I can't. Well, it's too much for me. It really is, Mrs. and Mrs. Todd. It's too much for me to get involved in that. Like I said, I've got me on online therapist, so I listen to. But it was because with Ireland, it was what was I even going to say? See, I've lost my trail of thought again. Oh, that was really important. I don't know. I'm sorry, it's gone.
Yeah, it'll come back, Gamer. It'll come back, mate. I'm fucking bad for that, mate, though. I'm bad for that.
I just lost my trail of thought very quickly.
It's like in a
Strange how
hospital.
that happens to us, like.
It's like in a hospital. Not everyone can be a doctor. You need partners to push the patient to the different. Yeah, but everyone is as important as each other. Positive vibes. Go on, Ed. Respect.
So do you consider everyone on the planet equal?
Yeah.
I don't.
I've never. Do you know what, Gamer? If I'm totally honest, I've never give that a second thought, ever.
I don't think
But
everyone
what it is, what I would
equal.
say though,
There's a
but
lot
what I
of
would
evil.
say,
There's a lot of evil out there. At the
yeah,
end
but
of
what
the
I would
day.
say
I
though,
will not
Gamer,
class you. I will not class you as equal to me.
but what I would say though, Gamer, is everyone in here now, our class is equal. I'm no better than and no worse than anyone in here, me, mate.
I'm not really reading the chat. Like sometimes I'm having a quick glance at it, but as far as I can see, I do class everyone equal. Also, as far as I want to see.
That's what I'm saying, Gamer. I don't class myself any better or any worse than you, Mel, Or can I see in the chat Amanda, Aid, Purple Split, Claire, Nutter, I don't class and the rest of them as well. Everyone in this chat, I'm no better and no worse, mate.
Oh, that's what I was gonna get at.
Go on.
Right, so like some people, and it's always happened over time. People can look at people like a hierarchy, and people always like look at people like leaders. Like people will look up at leaders. It's happened over time from the beginning of time. So do we have leaders and we have sheepdom with tubs?
Why, aye.
But does it make you equal to this leader because of the fact that you follow them, or not?
Yeah, I'm equal. I'm equal. There's no one in this community better
You're
than me.
equal to that leader, that guy you follow
Yeah,
ruthlessly.
Of course I am. I'm no better than him, and I'm no worse than him or there, whoever that leader is. I'm no better than or worse than any fucker gamer.
Yeah.
I'm no better than him next door but 10. I'm no better than him next door but 1.
We're no
And
better
I'm
than
no
the
better
person
than
sleeping on the streets.
I'm not. Yeah, exactly. I'm no better or no worse than the guy who's fucking homeless in Middle Town Centre right now, gamer. Fucking right,
What about the guy who like does the stuff where he does online when he's ruining people's channels, doing the PB stuff? I'm not gonna even say the word, but on the PB stuff. So are we equal to them, or?
yeah, yeah.
I don't
Gamer.
think I am. To be fair, I'll never, ever condone that I'm equal to them, and I'll
Yeah,
never agree with them.
you don't have to condone.
When you say, when I say, sorry, babe, when I say I'm equal to him, gamer, what I mean is I breathe, I shit.
Now, people
I
like
breathe.
them, I want to slap silly me, you know what I mean?
No, but listen, let me explain. You've asked me a
Not
question.
what I'm like, Tubbs. You
Gamer,
what I'm like.
gamer, calm down.
I
Calm
will,
down.
watch that, soldier.
Right, listen, right? So what I mean when I say that whoever's been palm bombing, right, that, yeah, I'm equal to him, mate. I'm no better than him. I'm no worse. I breathe,
I'm not
I
classing.
bleed, I
I'm not
shit,
classing.
I feel like him. Do you know what I mean? I've got feelings just like him. However, gamer, I wouldn't do the same kind of things that
You
he does.
need to look at the narcissistic people a little bit more, and you'll understand why you're not equal as them. We're both you might need. Look
No,
at the
but I'm not on
narcissistic
about
people.
I'm
Can
not
I
on
just
about the
speak,
traits. I'm
please?
on about as a
Yeah,
human.
go on, and
gamer.
Mrs. Tubbs. I
What
cannot wait, Mel.
like the way that I see it is, I don't condone any kind of behaviour like that.
Well said.
But for me, for somebody to even contemplate doing stuff like that, then they are quite poorly and they do need help. But that doesn't mean that
Could
they're
we not
less of
be
a
hitting the
person.
genuine? Maybe what I'll put this to you. What about if they're not that poorly, is what you think? And they're doing thinking it's all a joke and thinking it's funny, having a laugh at your pain. Them not equal to me, people like that.
So
So what you're saying then? What you're saying? They're not poorly. So,
What
is it
I'm
then?
saying is potentially no. It's not like they're not mentally ill. They're like that. They're taking it for enjoyment. This is what they do, out of enjoyment.
But
Not
that
mentally ill.
is what gamer. But that is poorly, mate.
then you've got to
I
kind
didn't
of
think,
ask
I didn't
yourself
think necessarily some of them are. No, I don't agree
what
with
kind
you.
of a life have they had to be filled with that much
I think
bitterness?
that's irrelevant in there. I'm sorry, you'd have to be human first to live a life. You'd have to be human
Oh,
first. It's just like that.
gamer, man. It's what you've got to say, right? I'm not condoning. Like,
What?
listen,
I'm a
But
dissing the
anyway,
palm bombers, and people's gonna hate
shall
on
we
me
just
for it.
gamer. Listen. Let's change the subject because
yeah.
we're not even on about fucking palm bombers anyway.
Sorry,
Let them
mate,
go.
I just got on the it. Sorry, bro.
And can I just say to Claire, you're more than welcome to pop up and say hello if
You've got to show your face though, Claire. There's only me and Miss Tobbs who can see. But then you can turn your camera straight off. But we'd love you to come up, man. We'd love
And anyway,
you.
keep the camera on. I'm gonna see how good looking you are.
Gamer.
You know what game is like?
Gamer, man. Gamer, I'll
man.
remove you. I'll
I'm
fucking
joking,
remove
eh?
you. Drink. Listen, mate.
I
Keep
was
it
only having
real.
a laugh there, mate.
I know, but what
I
it is,
know.
gamer. Listen, listen. I'm not saying but you could people, right? Listen, I used to have fucking issues, right, around the way I looked, right. So if people are saying you'd have to keep your camera on, that'd put me off. I'm thinking, right, fuck it, then I'm not going on, mate.
Share the link.
Hey, I wasn't saying that. All I was saying was because I'd like to say, yeah. I know you got pretty blonde hair. So
Go on,
I
gamer.
want my female viewers to go up.
Go on, gamer.
That's all I was going to say, mate. I won't take the piss on that.
I know, mate. I know,
But
mate.
she's asking for the link.
Sometimes, but listen, sometimes, but anyway, not sometimes.
I
Even
know,
now,
but yes,
I can say
so
things. Listen,
seriously. I'm so
no,
exactly what you just said to
gamer,
me there. Is
gamer,
what
let
I
me
just
just
said
say
2
this,
minutes
please,
ago.
mate. Fucking don't mind Eddie when you talk over me, mate.
I know, I do. Oh, I bet you, I bully you fucking head tufts.
Right, listen.
Like everyone else is so I like.
Listen, mate, right? Do you know what, gamer? Right? I can still do it, right? And I've got to realise that the things I say, right, can trigger people. Even if I'm not meaning to be fucking
Yeah, even if you don't mean it,
victim
I
or
know.
you know what I mean, mate? So I try, and I'm not a fucking I'm not a fucking expert at it, mate, because I get it wrong loads. Do you know what I mean, brother? Right, give us 2 seconds. Give us 2 seconds. Right, do you want to turn your camera off then, my mate? You can leave it on or turn it off if you want, Claire. Right, I've got you. Don't turn it back on now. I've got you. Hello, mate.
Hi,
Hello,
guys.
Claire.
Hi guys. Hi everyone.
Hi, Claire.
Morning. Can you hear me all right?
Claire, can I just say it before we start? Because I'm not getting a chance to say it otherwise. Do you want to come on a date, the fourth bang?
Just to let you know, makeup is a wonderful thing, and I don't look anything like that avatar picture.
I bet you look better than me still.
Yeah, hello guys. Thanks for letting me on. I just thought I'd come and say hello, really, and show a bit of gratitude for what you're doing. And I only came across these lives probably about 3 weeks ago.
Wow.
I'm just like just a serious relapser. I sort of came into recovery about 4 or 5 years ago, and it was really bad. And then went into a treatment centre, got clean, thought I knew everything, and then I've sort of gone through this cycle of I get a few months of sobriety, and then I'm back out there for a few months, and then I come back, and then I'm back out, and yeah, it's just
Recharge the
Constantly
batteries.
in the system, just like it's just like a yo-yo.
yeah. But it's funny. The reason I wanted to come on is because you were talking about what you just sort of triggered something in my head, and I think when I was first trying to get clean, people must have thought, who the fuck is this coming into these meetings? You know, I thought I knew everything when I had a few days clean. You know, I thought, oh, this is easy, this is great. I'm the bollocks, and I was really running on ego then. But the more relapses I have, the more battered I get. The more and more
If you don't mind asking, if you don't mind sharing with the chat in the panel, relapsing on what?
Well, to begin with, it was crack and cocaine, and alcohol has always been an issue for me. But I thought my problem was alcohol.
I bet you the drink's your main problem, just by my initial instinct. I bet the drink's your main problem.
Well, the alcohol is what has given me over the last 2 years really, really rapid bad consequences. You know, like in trouble with the law, bankruptcy, driving license, assaults. You know, horrible.
You lost it all through the drink.
You lost it all on the drink, whereas the coke was sort of. It was all. It's what I've learned is it's not about that. We were talking about defects of character, and we're talking about what I realise is when I get clean and sober, I absolutely hate myself, and that's my problem.
Let him finish. Let him finish. Let him finish, man.
Go, Mark. Hang on, let me just, because I'm like you, I forget what I'm on about if I'm not careful. But I realise I can't sit with myself. So as soon as I put the drink and the drugs down, I go right. Sometimes I get that real like I'm worthy, I'm worth this, I'm doing it, and I get like a week clean and sober, and I feel better, I look better, my skin clears up. I get down the gym, the dopamine comes from exercise. I feel, I'm on a roll. And then suddenly I start thinking, then I have to deal with all these feelings that I've blocked out for so long, and I've disassociated with for so long. And I don't know where to begin. And I'm having some counselling at the moment, and I haven't cried. Before I had this counselling, I didn't cry for months. And she said to me, write a list of you know, we do our gratitude list, which is great. We have to stay grateful. But, you know, I develop some resentment for this 12-step program sometimes, because when you're doing your step 4, you know, it is a bit of you do feel like you're beating the shit out of yourself, you know, but what's important to do and what we have to learn to do is we have to learn, but we have to learn to, you know, if I asked you, Gamer, to write a list of 10 things you're good at, 10 things you like about yourself, my counsellor asked me to write a list of 10 things I'm good at, and I burst into tears. I couldn't think of one. And it's sad. It's really, really sad.
That's very hard. You know,
when we talk about ego, you know, ego is not self-worth. Ego is very, very different to self-worth. And I am full of ego when I'm drinking and using, but it's fake. It's not real. I don't truly believe that I am, you know, I have no self-respect for myself. I'm not an independent woman when I'm using. I'm reliant on drugs and alcohol. You know, yet when I'm clean and sober, I feel raw, and I feel, so what, cutting a long story short, I'm having some CBT, and it's you know, it's a way of coming up with tangible things that we can do to get rid of those negative thoughts. If we can catch those negative thoughts at a time where they're really early and do something good, you know, do something to counteract them, then we've got a chance. As soon as I get to a certain snowball point with my negative thinking, I'm going to pick up a drink. I'm going to use. At that point, I'm too far gone. So I have to, as soon as that negative thinking starts coming in, I have to say, come on, Claire, like, you know, you're clean and sober today. Get real. Like you know, what is on my list of things to do today? You know, is the only thing I have to do right now is just not pick up. You know, and it's hard. I'm rambling on, but I just think I've beaten what leads me into a relapse is dogging myself out, is thinking that I am not worthy of this. I am a piece of shit. I can't believe what I did. How could I have said that, you know, in a meeting 10 years ago? You know, I bring up all of this bullshit that happened, I am, you know, I wouldn't speak to what my counsellor said is would you talk to your daughter, if you had a little daughter, you know, this internal dialogue we have, you fucking idiot, you know, all that crap. Would you dare speak to any other human being like that? No, we wouldn't. Of course we wouldn't. You know, and one thing we don't do is we really have this, like, we think we are intrinsically bad people. And that is what keeps me in this cycle of picking up. Because I think when I'm looking good, when I'm feeling better, I hit that self-sabotage button. I think I don't deserve it.
Yeah.
And I'm getting, you know, I'm 35 now. This shit's been going on since I picked up that first drink. And I'm tired of it now. I'm fed up. Yeah. You know, I do deserve it. I'm not a bad person. But YouTube is a dangerous place. You know, we've mentioned about these trolls. They are sick people. You know, and the majority of people in these cesspits, snake pits, wherever you are, if you're in that chat, you're not a very well person. There's something going on with you. And it doesn't mean I'm any better than them or they're any better than me, but you're in, you know, how long are you going to hang around in a lion's den before you get your head chopped off? You know, it's that sort of...
Same as addiction. You know, how long are you going to hang about with a drug addict before you become a drug addict? And also, when I first started getting clean, there was a saying I heard, knowledge gives the illusion of maturity. I thought I knew all the answers. I thought I knew everything. The fact is, I was only just in recovery. I wasn't mature emotionally, let alone in the stages of addiction. So I had to sit back, watch, see what was going on took many, many years, because you always think you know everything more than anyone else. But,
it's almost like our maturity. We stop maturing the minute we put a drink or a drug in it. So from my point of view, I've got the maturity, you know, the emotional maturity of a 14-year-old, and I really have. You know, when it comes to relationships or anything like that, I can't, you know, I have to start from where I picked off. You know, I have to start from where I picked up that first drink. And, you know, I know I've got it's about having a bit of discipline with me. But I just wanted to say before I go that we mentioned about defects, and I don't know if you did, but I put in a comment in the chat that, you know, our defects of character, I beat myself up about them, you know, dishonesty, manipulation, all of that sort of stuff. But what's going on? Is that me?
No.
I, you know, at the end of the day, when we were out using and drinking, and you know, if we didn't have those sort of defects of character, we'd have been in all sorts of problems. You know, we learned those to keep us alive. You know, we chose this pathway of addiction. We chose to hang around with these kind of people. We chose to be around this really, really dangerous environment. Whether we chose or not, kind of a grey subject. But, you know, without those defects of character, we'd be screwed. You know, so they're there for a reason, but we just have to learn that we don't need them. When we're not using and we're not drinking, we don't need them anymore. They're obsolete. They're irrelevant now because we're hanging around with good people. We've got love around us. And therefore, we don't need to lie anymore. And, you know, when they talk about like freeing ourselves from the bondage of addiction, that's the bondage there. It's not the drugs. It's not the highs. It's the, we don't have to behave in ways that go against our principles anymore. You know, I don't know if that makes any sense.
It does make
Loads of sense.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm sorry. The phone rang.
Sorry.
But I don't like you said earlier, you know, I'm not a martyr. I haven't cracked it yet. I might get a couple of months. I still have days where I wind up a bit.
Bit of advice, you don't ever crack it.
You've got feedback.
Hold up. Is that better?
Yeah.
1, 2, 1, 2.
That bloody, you know that button, that echo button. Yeah, so you don't ever crack it. It's an everyday thing.
It's nice to be able to. It's kind of like an alternative to the rooms in a way, isn't it? And
and
it's brilliant.
Somewhere where people can just come and get that support, and obviously try and make it as safe as possible. Obviously, it's difficult online, but I think we are doing a good job at keeping them out. Zero tolerance for all that.
Can I just pick up on that? Not said. Not the saying he did get clean. He did get clean and sober living with his brother. Well, they lived with him, his brother and his brother's girlfriend. And he got clean and sober. And I get that. However, I'd never recommend that though. Because do you know what, mate? I'd say, how can I word this? I'd say what it is that you were a lucky one, mate, because all the people I've talked to, like the two Robbos, the 90s, you know, so you've had Mally trying to get clean. I mean, you've had Jay trying to get clean.
Stop mentioning names.
Well, people don't know what I'm on about.
But you never know. But yeah, I just want to say to
go on, but you done it, not that. So respect to you, my mate.
But I just want to say to completely identified with what you were saying about that beating yourself up and self-sabotaging. You know, I know when I started getting well and things started going right for the first time in my life, it scared the shit out of me.
Oh yeah.
It's almost like I felt like a fraudster. I thought, I don't deserve this shit. If only they knew. You know, that's the sort of internal thinking I used to think. Like, if only they knew what a bastard I really was. You know, and I don't deserve people saying, well done, here's your chip. And it's, you know, when I think back, I think, God, like, I really do. I am my worst enemy.
Oh,
you know, and when people say I love you, you know, I'm like, yeah, all right, you weirdo. You know, like, it's the weirdest thing anyone could possibly say to me. You know, and
why don't you start saying it to yourself in the mirror?
Well, that's what this counsellor, she's brilliant. And do you know what? She's not a psychotherapist. She's the cheapest one I found. 30 quid an hour she charges me. But she's an ex-addict herself, and I can relate to her. And she's giving me some. I'm quite a practical person, you know. She's giving me some actual tangible things that I can be doing each day, and that internal dialogue, standing in front of the mirror, getting used to looking at yourself. You know, I used to cover mirrors up in my house and stuff, but saying, I look, you know, you're all right today. You know, I fucking love you, Claire. You know, and I know it sounds corny, but
no, it's brilliant. My one told me to say, you're beautiful, you're smart, you're a walking work of art.
Yeah. Because we'd
And
say it to each other, wouldn't we? You know, we're the nicest people to everybody else, but to ourselves, we're just, you know, we think we're the dregs, and we're not. You
Definitely
know,
not.
We were sick trying to get well. We're not bad.
Exactly.
We're not bad people. We were sick.
May have done bad things, but we weren't bad people.
Go on,
but I think it's also important to make sure if anyone's fairly new to recovery, like, be careful who you talk to about it, because
definitely.
you know, I love my family to bits, and I'm really tight with my family and my friends, my parents and my friends, but they don't understand it. And if they don't understand the concept that addiction is a disease, and if I go down that route, they think that I'm, you know, they think AA is a cult for one. They're that kind, you know. But it kind of has this knock-on effect. You know, if I start speaking out the book to friends that aren't addicts, they can very quickly twist my head up and make me think, oh, actually, yeah, I'm not an addict, am I? I'm just talking shit. You know, so it really, this is where the fellowship comes into its own, because if we start trying to relate to people and start trying to convince people that addiction is a disease and they don't have the disease of addiction, then it's really difficult, and they just don't believe it, and they can't, and they don't have to believe it. You know, they don't have to understand it, but just stick with. I guess that's what I'm saying is that's why it's important that we have a group of people who do suffer with the same thing that we do, who can reinforce that actually, you know, what we're saying is right. You know, rather than turning around and saying, "Oh, shut up, Claire. You can have one, have a couple, you'll be all right. Just have it at the weekend." You know. Stop being so, why are you talking about God? What are you doing all this weird shit for? You know, and then sooner or later we're out on a sesh with them, you know.
You know what, Gamer? Sorry, let me just pick on Gamer there, and not pick on, just let me pick up on this, Gamer. And that's why, Gamer, that comment you've just made, that's why we don't have people or we're either drugged up or drunk on the panel, mate, because you're not seeing things clearly. And Mel's, just read this comment that Mel's going to put to you there, mate. That's what it is, Gamer. Not about silencing, mate. You come back here sober tomorrow and you can come on the panel and speak sense. Yo, right? Any time of the week, mate. But what it is, what we've got to realise, Gamer, is there's other people in here who are vulnerable, and sometimes, mate, we get ahead of ourselves and we speak over people, mate. And that's quite unfair.
But we've all been there. You know, he's a nice lot. I was watching Gamers Live the other day. I don't know how I found it, but I was watching him playing a computer game. It was bloody brilliant. I thought, I'll just stay here for like 10 minutes. And I was there for about an hour and a half. Like, my adrenaline was going and everything. it was crazy. And I wasn't even playing the bloody game.
And that's it. And Andy's just hit the nail on the head there as well. Yeah, you're going to have addicts, Gamer, and you can begin the chat. That's why I said you stay in the chat.
You're going to have addicts and you're going to have people that are struggling, but when you're on the live talking over people and not letting other people share, then it becomes unmanageable, and that's not fair on everybody else. You know, we know that there's addicts here, but when you're on the panel, it's about being respectful and letting other people talk. We were just talking over everyone.
And then not only that, Gamer, because my opinion wasn't the same as yours, you started getting quite angry and fucking violent in your voice, mate, and it's not acceptable. It triggers people, Gamer.
Yeah, but your sound though, Gamer, we're all the same.
No, do you know what it is? Mr. Blows is it the nail on the head. Gamer gets a pass off at everybody in the community, and sometimes, Gamer, right, it's about even with your own truth, mate. And the own truth this morning is you were out water, mate, and that's why you were removed. I'm not going to dance and dress you up no more, because I've been guilty of it as well.
And that's not saying we don't care, or, you know, we do, but we can't have people talking over each other on here. It's not fair on everybody else. You know, Claire's come up for the first time and she was sharing her experience, and you kept talking over her, and it wasn't fair.
Yeah, man. So, listen, this is not a normal panel. We're dealing with addiction. No, he needs to realise, because do you know what? As addicts,
can we do that?
It's all about me. And unfortunately,
He's all right though. It's just
yeah, he is. I love it. I love it.
I'm dreadful. When I've had a drink, I don't let anyone get a word in. You know, just.
And that's the only reason he was removed.
We all know. Yeah, he's down.
Do you know what I mean?
I know. But you're cool, gamer. And I've got your channel on.
You know, our secondary illness is codependency.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. You know, our secondary illness as addicts is codependency, and being and trying to save people.
Yeah,
we have to have boundaries. If we haven't got boundaries with people in active addiction on this live, then what we're going to have is chaos. So you can jump in there like, international rescue, or you can be codependent and all this, but we can try and help each other by getting over these illnesses. And we have to be straight talking.
Right, sorry. You are dead right. And I remember I used to have group therapy in this rehab I used to be in. And I always used to jump to everyone's rescue.
I'm exactly the same, and so everyone on here is. We're people pleasers. We're exactly the same. But in here, we can't be. We can't afford to be because it's our lives in question. And if someone is on the panel in active addiction, then you have to explain what it's about. Either be quiet and listen to what's going on, and take part in it as a listener. Because talking over people ain't going to help anybody.
No, you're right.
Meetings, Claire. In some meetings I used to go to, they wouldn't let you speak, man. You couldn't speak. Well, you could speak, sorry, but it was right at the end of the meeting, newcomers' time.
In the meetings I go to, you can't speak till you've done a step 5.
Exactly.
I find useful. I've got to buy some fags, so I'm just gonna mute myself a sec so I can speak to this lady. One sec.
All right, Claire, no problem, mate. It's not about having a go at you, gamer. It's not, mate. But you know what, son? Right, and this comes from my art, gamer. Right, we as a community fucking dance and dress you up and give you the fucking golden tickets. So much, mate. And you know what? You need to hear the truth, and the truth is, we'd love to see you get sober and flourish, mate, because all of us, right, like it or not, or most of us, right, gamer, know that you've got that in you, mate. However, I, for one, will not be fucking dancing at the gamer tune anymore, mate. You're going to hear some hard fucking home true facts, because dancing about you, mate, ain't fucking helping you, mate, like it or not. So I hope you stay, I hope you listen, and I hope you take some things, and I hope you hear something that might change your fucking mindset and get you on that road to recovery, game, because you're a good lad, man, and you're worth it, son. But unfortunately, gamer, the world doesn't fucking sing at Darren's tune all the time, mate, or ever, anyway. The fucking world doesn't dance to me, my mate. No, but you're in the chat full of resentments going, it's an addiction lab, and addicts. No, gamer, it's not that, mate. Take a step back and take personal responsibility, brother. That's what I was told when I was in rehab, and I was exactly the same as you. Fucking step back, Darren, and take some personal responsibility, mate, because it's not the Darren show. And what I've got to realise, I tried to say it to you earlier on, gamer, without removing you. What it is, I've got to realise, even now, right, that I can say something, right, and not even realise and be malicious in what I'm saying, but it affects and triggers people, mate. And unfortunately, gamer, brother, we've got some fucking vulnerable people in the community, full stop, and especially in the addiction live, gamer. And the reason, the real reason that we don't have people on the panel who's drunk, right, or Andy W's just said it, mate, or drugged up, right, mate, or even said to Live Free the other day, please don't talk about fucking cannabis in the chat, because it triggers people who's trying to stay off it, man. Do you know what I mean, mate? At the end of the day, having people who's drunk, gamer, right, or drugged up, triggers people into fucking relapse, mate, and that's the fucking bare facts of it, kid. So it's nothing against you, mate. I love you I fucking love you. I think I've opened up to you, gamer. I've opened up to you and told you things I've never told anyone, but apart from one person, well, two, because I've told Mel, a sponsor of Mel and you can't remember because you were drunk. And I wouldn't just tell anyone what I told you. I told you, gamer, because you fucking suffered like me, mate.
Anyway, moving on.
And I do love you, gamer. I do love you. I think you're a class lad, and I'd love to see you fucking achieve, mate, because I know you can, just like I can, gamer. And I'm my worst my own worst enemy at times, mate. And I took, do you know why I took the thing with the gamer though? I say gamer in me.
Yeah, all right. Can we just move on now?
What am I saying? I say gamer in me.
I know, and we know, and let's move on and get it back positive.
Sorry, guys.
All right. Sorry.
We need you to drop some of them atomic bombs, JJ.
Yeah. Again, it's all about not rescuing them, just their own emotions and problems.
Sorry, JJ. Sorry.
You know, I mean, I was in a rehab once, and the people were all talking. I was working in the rehab. I was a counsellor, and we were all talking. We're doing this, and you used to get some people get up and try and hug them. And you don't hug them. Don't try and rescue that man from his own emotions. Let him sit there and dwell in it. And if he's feeling resentment, then let him sit there and feel them. He might know what it's like. And want to get where some people are. You know, and that's what it's about. You know. You've got to learn to love yourself.
Really
You can't yourself how can you even expect to help anyone else. You can't. Starts from within.
So you used to work in a rehab. I'm sorry, I don't know your first name.
I used to work in a rehab, yes, for a while.
What's your name? Sorry.
6 years.
His Uncle JJ.
Uncle JJ, John.
Hello, nice to meet you. Hello, hiya. So yeah, you've got a lot of experience there.
I've got more experience with addiction than working in a rehab. Being an active addict, it's not about working in rehabs or being in a rehab. You know, you've got as much experience as me, or you know as much. You don't have to go to college or get a degree or anything to know what you're talking about here. Like you said, we are all the same, but you know, you've got to work through your shit. When you try and rescue someone, all you're doing is enabling them, to be honest, especially in recovery. It's got to be tough love or no love, I'm afraid.
Yeah, you're right.
I know that's hard, but it's the way it is. It's the way it is.
No, you're right. I think that's why I do a runner. You know, I'm just so used to being enabled by people, i.e. parents, friends. You know, really, I've got them wrapped around my little finger a lot of the time, you know, and I put them in the same situation every few weeks when I relapsed, and they come running, you know, and I know that I can just do what I like. And
yeah, I didn't have that, thankfully. And I think that's why I
know. I think I feel when I sit in the rooms, I feel like, you know, I am fortunate. I have had family that have stood by me and stuff, and you know, but at the same time, you could come at that from the other angle and say, well, I'm still doing the same shit, you know, and so who's the fortunate one?
Well, they call that a dry drunk, don't they?
Yeah.
You know, you're off the shit, but you're still thinking the same. It's like stinking thinking.
Yeah,
you've got to move forward from that. So if you're still full of all the resentments and all the shit as when you was an addict, then how far have you really gone? You're just the same person, but you've stopped taking drugs.
Yeah, but you're gonna. That's it, JJ. My experience is that, right? I've done that, mate. Right.
Exactly, I've done it.
Eventually, I'm gonna use. Eventually, no matter what, I can fucking lie to myself as much as I want. But if I'm still carrying all that resentment, and all that baggage, and all that self-hatred and fucking manipulation and guilt and shame, I am going to use.
All skill. It's all false. All skill. It's not even real guilt. So it's not even real.
I know, mate. I know, JJ.
That was a killer for me. That guilt.
Oh, isn't it? I would cry for night after night thinking of what I'd done and what I didn't do. But them tears, they wasn't tears for the guilt. They was tears because I wanted to still be an addict at first. And the false guilt I was feeling was guilt because I wanted to take drugs again. It wasn't guilt for what I'd done, to be honest, at first. It was guilt because I still want to take the drugs and be that person. It took so many years to sort of sit there and realise. And when I sat down once, and look, I've said this before, and I heard it in a meeting that my whole life is a complete lie.
Yeah, man.
You know, I started to become honest, and you know, stop the lip service. You know, coming on, oh, we're this and blah blah blah, saying all the right things at all the right times, You know, because then people think you're all this and people think you're all that instead of being who I am today, who is John Mallon, one fucked up person who's still fucked up after years and years and things. I'm on more pharmaceutical drugs now, right, from the doctor because of illnesses, because of addiction than I was when I was in recovery and when I was an active addict. But I have to take them now to save my life. And guess what? I resent taking those tablets. Can you believe that? I resent that. And they're saving my life each and every day. I take 4 needles in my belly a day for insulin, because if I don't have them, I'll die. Every Wednesday, I stick another one. And yet I still think of sticking another needle in me that gives me and takes me away from who I am. Yeah?
JJ,
And
I saw get that resentment medication, mate.
But the actual act of doing that must be a massive trigger, you know? Just, yeah.
Of course it is. It takes massive amounts of strength not to run out there and not do what I want to do, to be honest. And what do I want to do? Be an active addict, because I don't like being who I am. But every day I wake up, I say, you know what, John, you're beautiful, you're smart, you're a walking work of art, and you're going to stay clean today, because tomorrow I'm going to come back on here and say the same thing again, that I'm beautiful, I'm smart, I'm a walking work of art. And every time I say it, I mean it. Give it a few minutes later, I might hate myself again, but then I will say, I am beautiful, I am smart, I am a walking work of art.
Work of art.
Go on, JJ.
And that's exactly what every person is in this room now. It's what every person is in recovery. It's basically what every person is in the world, really. They just don't know it. Don't start me off to get me throwing out so many bombs in a minute, and I'll get all big-headed and think I'm so bad. Even that makes me want to use, you know that, didn't you? You know, when I start getting my ego going, oh, I'm brilliant, I think I deserve a bit.
Yeah, same here. When things are going good, I ain't got to watch it quite so much when I'm on a downer. It's when I get a few days under my belt.
It's all budding. It's a build-up to drinking drugs. It's a bud system. It's like a pendulum. You can have a low bud, which is when you're feeling really depressed and low and that, and you're very close to using. But then there's a high bud, like a build-up to drinking drugs, when you think you've cracked it, when you've got all the answers. You know, when knowledge gives the illusion of maturity and you're saying to everyone, blum, 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 you're giving them all the lip service in the world. You are 2 seconds away from a relapse when you're like that.
Yeah, and there's absolutely no humility in the building whatsoever.
So what do you do? What do you do? You say, I'm beautiful, I'm smart, I'm a walking work of art, and you get on one of these lives, or you go to a meeting, you say to them, I want to use today, but instead of that, I'm going to come here and tell you I want to use, and I'm going to be held accountable for not using.
Go on.
Yeah.
Or you can sit in a little cupboard, in a dark little cupboard, taking drugs. It's up to you.
But it is if I look back on my relapses, it is a pattern. Like what really seriously takes me out the door is when I'm is that ego, and is that I've cracked it. Actually, I've got this, you know, but going back to what you were saying about codependency, I'm such a people pleaser. You know, I've got a real need. You know, the bigger addiction for me is, you know, is men and his relationships, and is having that instant gratification, that you know, that kind of feeling of, you know, but probably based on past traumas when I was a child. You know, I've got a huge fear of abandonment. You know, so I want that relationship, and I will go to any lengths to get it. And, you know, hence my past relationships were dire, you know, and
exactly.
So as soon as I'm feeling a bit better, but I used to always blame my past relationships. And about four months ago, I don't want to go on a downer, but I lost one of my partners. He was 32, I'm 35. He died quite unexpectedly in his sleep in the end of October, 28th of October. And he had no real underlying health conditions, but he had COVID-19, he had sleep apnea, and he died in his sleep. And we've been together for 6 years, and I used to blame him. We had quite a violent and turbulent relationship, and I used to blame him, you know. You know, he's been gone now for a few months, and you know, he's not the problem. That wasn't the problem, you know.
Having to look inside yourself.
Exactly. You know, so it's kind of like you know, people might think I'm being a bit cold speaking about him like this, but it's obviously been a while, you know, and I'm not, don't mean it like that, but yeah, it's what it's done is it's whatever that higher power was. It's shown me that the problem wasn't him. You know, my behaviour is exactly the same. And if it's not him, it's somebody else or it's something else. And I'm just mad as a box of frogs, mate. That's what I am.
The most important relationship you'll ever form is the one you form with yourself.
Exactly.
You've
got to make that. I had to stay away from relationships because I'm toxic in a relationship, terribly toxic, and I don't start being me. I start being who that person wants me to be, and it just becomes insanity. And so I've decided a long time ago that I'm going to have a brilliant relationship, the best relationship I've ever had. Him.
Got ya.
He's the only one that's ever been truthful with me.
Yeah.
So you've got to learn to live with yourself, Claire. My advice to you would be to stay away from relationships and just get to know who you are. Get to know who you are. Get to know your faults. Get to know your desires. Get to know your wants and your needs. Get to know Claire. Because Claire's okay in my book.
Yeah, I second that.
Yeah. Right, guys. Yeah.
So JJ has shared his story before, Jade. Is it still up?
No.
Oh, it's not up though.
It was on my.
I'd like to hear that. That'd be cool.
But would you be willing to share your experience, strength, and hope another time, JJ?
Yeah. Why not? We'll do that another time.
Yeah, but when would be good for you, just so everybody knows?
If you don't want to, don't feel any pressure.
Yeah, no pressure though. It's just because Jade asked.
Maybe sometime next week. Yeah.
Next week, okie doke.
Yeah, we'll do this next week, definitely. A bit early now. I need to think about things first, me. You know what I'm like.
Yeah. That's why I thought I'd ask and say when's good for you. But
yeah, we'll do it sometime next week. We'll make a little slot next week, and we'll go through it again. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm at work next week, so it's
we'll
good
keep
for
it. JJ, if you want, we'll definitely keep it up. The only reason I took it down, I didn't know what I was taking down. I just took all the Dictionary Labs off the top channel.
Yeah, that's fine. It's best anyway. Sometimes it's not good to have them up, is it? You know, because then we can do them again. And then I think after every one you do, you learn something new. And I think that's progress. That's progress.
Without shadow of doubt, I agree with that.
Obviously, you know, on here it won't be as in depth as it would be as we was in a little group in a room. It will be pretty shallow, really, because I would not go into much detail on here, but it will be enough so you can get a message, I suppose.
Yeah.
You know? And everyone's story, please believe me, has a message. Everyone
probably gets a message to people that would not normally have ever heard it, though, as well. You know.
Exactly.
Which is great.
Exactly.
I need it. Oh, bloody hell, it's freezing here. I'm out walking. I'm off back to me mum's house now. It is Baltic.
Yeah, we've got terrible winds here.
Yeah, same here. I'm sat on a skate park on my way home. Just sat down to roll a fag, and there's not a single kid out. And you just think, I suppose they're all at school, aren't they? Actually, yeah, they weren't like me.
That's the best times of my life when I'm going for a walk with my dog, and I'm not in a countryside. I sit there and reflect. You know, sit on a bench somewhere. Just reflect and clean your heart out. Every day I do this, like a couple of times a day. I have to clean my heart out because it's full of muck all the time. So cleaning it out as much as possible is what I tend to do, because I want to be a loving person. I don't want to be a nasty person full of bitterness and resentments, and because I can really be like that. Trust me, it doesn't matter how long you're clean, it's with you forever. So it's a constant cleaning your heart out.
I believe that, mate. I believe I'll be an addict till the day I die.
Exactly.
If I don't know
again,
go on, Claire.
I was going to say, you can be, you know, and they say in the rooms, I never used to understand it, but they used to say, I'm a grateful, recovered addict or alcoholic. And I used to think, shut up. You know, but actually, there are people living out there that might not have addictions that are relatable to us, but you know, they would benefit from a 12-step program, you know, but they'll probably never find one, you know, so they're living in this lifestyle where they're addicted to people pleasing or whatever it might be, but they're never ever going to come, because they haven't had the illness of addiction to alcohol or drugs, they're never going to come across this program. They're never going to heal, you know, they're never going to find this way of living. And I know I'm not cracked and I'm not sold, but I know that there's another way, and it's changed up my thinking, so I try not to behave quite so much of an arsehole as I used to, you know?
Yeah, exactly. But you know, sometimes it's okay to be an arsehole, don't you?
Is it?
Yeah.
So, okay, what it is, yeah. Okay,
what I mean by that is, it doesn't make you a bad person to be an arsehole now and again. You know,
it makes you human.
Yeah, you understand what I mean now? You don't have to be all goody two shoes and happy clappy every 24 minutes. You've got to have boundaries, and you've got to have, you know. And sometimes we can be an arsehole, but you've got to forgive yourself and move on from it. It's okay to be an arsehole here and there. Work on your problems, but here and there, you're still going to be an arsehole. I'm still going to be an arsehole here and there. I'll lose my temper and say nasty things, but I'm not going to hate myself for being an arsehole.
No, but being a people pleaser, I think, is being quite a selfish arsehole. You know,
it's all about you.
Being one of the worst. Yeah, yeah, definitely. And then we carry on and go, oh, I'm the victim. You know, he took advantage of me. I'm sorry if this is triggering for other people. I've genuinely been here.
When you become aware of things like that, you stop doing it so much, because you catch yourself doing it and you think,
it gets better and better.
But we all have off days, you know. Even now, I'm 11 years like clean and sober. Even now, I have an off day and I run straight into them old defects. Do you know what I mean? They're still there. I've still got that self-condemnation, that resentment, that, you know, and if I'm having a bad day, they run riot, you know, but I can catch myself doing it now and think, ooh.
So you can get you up to like step 10.
Yeah. Clean your eye out.
Step 10, 11. Get yourself on.
What's that one? Quick turnaround, isn't it, Mel? What's it called now? What is that one? Scabs and scars. What's that saying? One is only to kick the scabs of the past to make the old body empowered to bleed again. Scabs and scars.
Yeah, so I'll get you up to step 10, JJ. And then what it is, if need be, I'll get you back down to step 9 and make a direct amends if I need to.
Yeah.
So you guys are obviously in you know, working a program. What fellowship do you work, Mel? If you don't mind me asking.
In the early days, I did AA and NA, but I don't go to meetings anymore. But I still do have all that experience, and the bits for me what worked, I kept doing. So my gratitude, my amends, my daily reflections and stuff, because they were important for me moving on. But once I started working in drug services and stuff as well, it just got too much for me. Going to meetings after I'd been working with addicts all day, and so for me, like, I still work the bits that work for me, but I don't go to meetings or anything anymore.
Would you say you could have done that in the early days? Could you have said that you could have just took the bits that work for you in the early days?
For me, in the early days, I did have to go through the whole process to figure out who I was more than anything. And for me, because there was a lot of trauma, I had to have some intensive psychotherapy as well to kind of make sense of all that. I'm not saying everybody has to, but for me personally, that's what worked, that intense psychotherapy, as well as learning the bits to...
So is your professional career, you know, your sort of day-to-day working career, is that working within addiction, is it?
Yes,
Okay, yeah. Oh, cool.
And I've worked there for 7 years.
So would you class that as like your step 12 then?
Quite possibly, because I do carry like the message and help people every day. Every day I'm reminded of that powerlessness of addiction. But yeah, I've gained a lot of knowledge and experience working in drug services as well, and different routes that I have never have heard about, and different tools that I've never have heard about, and so I kind of take little bits from everywhere that work for me, and that's why I always promote there is many routes to recovery. It's about finding what works for you.
Definitely, and I really like that. I think that's what put me off AA a lot, is when I was trying to work a program, but at the end of the day, my issue was I hadn't surrendered. So I was there on a step 6, 7, trying to do a step 6 and 7, when, in hindsight, when I look back, I didn't have my step 1, 2, and 3. So I developed this sort of real resentment to AA, not knowing that, well, you can't get your 6 and 7. I had this kind of real slave driver. I was in CA, and they say, 90 days will get you through the steps, sort of thing, and just do whatever the fuck we tell you to do. And, it was kind of, I needed that discipline, but at the same time, the reason why the 12 steps works is because you're qualified. You used to get, Bill W. used to qualify you, didn't he? And that's why it used to work. And actually, I wasn't ready. I still had another one in me, and I still hadn't. Do you know what I mean? I just sort of wasn't working it. I wasn't doing it properly, because deep down I knew I still had another go. And yeah.
And yeah, for me, it is about just finding them routes that work for you. We're all individual, and different things work for different people. Sorry, Buster keeps pushing me off my chair.
I love them.
Good old Buster.
Buster. Kisses.
Ah, look at him.
He's seeing what Bella's getting. He's thinking, if you're chucking stones, I want some.
Oh, yeah.
They're obsessed with them little stones in the garden.
He's still getting them brought in?
Yep.
What brought in?
Stones.
That'll be forever, that, Amanda.
At this rate, you'll have a new stone floor. You have your own
I'm thinking about putting concrete over all them stones.
Are we?
I'm thinking about it.
What you doing, fat man? Oi, what you doing? What?
Oh, Claire's been cut off.
Oh, she thinks it's a reception, bless her. Yeah, but well done for sharing anyway, Claire.
I'm glad you
well done. Well done, Claire. That was absolutely brilliant. And that's what you need to do to keep, moving on and staying clean, is to keep sharing that way that you just did, with honesty and truth.
Well, loads of recovery there.
Yeah, it's been a really productive day. Mr. Blues, that's saying it's called Scabs and Scars. And one is only to pick at the scabs of the past to make the whole body empowered to bleed again. So if you keep a wound, a scab, and keep picking at it, it's just going to continue to be a wound. So you've got to let it turn into a scar, and you've got to let it, heal. It's about healing.
Well, yeah, the scar stays there forever, but obviously it's healed to a point, isn't it?
It's it. So if you keep picking at it, you're going to make it bleed again. It's the same with things that we've done in our past. It's how we pick at it, and we pick at it because we want to feel the guilt, because we want to use.
Yeah, I can relate to the scar thing. Obviously, I've never suffered drug addiction myself. Other than alcohol, I abuse myself on alcohol to, escape myself. I think to make you forget, when you sober up, it all still there. It doesn't go away.
Claire, maybe we could get you to come on and share your story one day, if you want to, though. Be interesting. 100%. How's Chris, Amanda?
He's so, having a power nap right now.
Is he?
Here's some dodgy snoring. It's not me, and it's not dog, it's him.
I'm so glad I got Tyson. I can always blame my dog. You can take it, can't you, boy? Hey.
Oh, he has to.
Yeah.
Oh,
don't worry. Let Daddy blame you and I'll buy you a nice bone. Yeah, you treat.
That's bribery, that one, JJ.
Yeah, I know. But he don't mind, do you, boy? He'd do anything for a treat.
Yeah, I don't feel him. Mine are very similar. There's all sorts of bits all over here. I keep binning stuff.
I think it's been a very productive day. I think it's one of the best sort of ones we've had so far. I've really enjoyed this.
Yeah, I do. I think it's been very productive and enlightening.
Yeah.
Even though, you know, people are struggling and you see that, it's not negative as such because they recognise.
No, nothing negative has happened today. Only things that have happened today is positivity and truth.
Well, exactly, yes.
And if you speak in truth and truth from your heart with love, then it cannot be wrong. It cannot be altered. It cannot be wavered. And it cannot be bent or tampered with or anything because it's from love.
Totally get that. Totally.
And sometimes take that away with whatever emotion it brings up yourself, whether it be one of resentment, one of love, one of, you know what, they're speaking truth. But, you know, when you're in addiction, you're just full of denial and projection. So you'll deny all sorts of shit about you or whatever, and you'll project everything onto everyone else. Sometimes you just got to shut up, got 2 ears, 1 mouth. So listen more than you talk and you'll be fine.
Yeah. You know what? Respect, man. Respect where respect's due, man. I did a few main shares. I wouldn't feel comfortable sharing again until I had at least a year clean. I wish I had the answers.
Don't think anybody has the answers at all. I think the answer lies within yourself, doesn't it?
Go on, Claire. I respect that. You know what?
Exactly.
At least you did. Hey, man. Listen, give yourself a pat on the back. At least you didn't people place and go, yeah, well. Because do you know what, man? If I was in your place, if someone said that to me, I'd probably went, yeah, well, but really think, well, it's not the right thing to do or whatever, or it's not the right time. I just all went, yeah, okay, I'll do it. So respect where respect's due, man.
I've been to meetings giving it large. I've even sat, listen to this, even when I had a relapse when I was even working in recovery. I've sat there giving it large and left and gone and used. Total lip service, like you wouldn't believe.
Mr. Blue said just order it, man. Mel will be alright.
Stop blaming other people.
He did, look. Not long now, Mr. Jarvis told my boy can't sort you, your boy.
Different channel.
It's not.
I love Mr. Blues. He's a diamond.
It's about boxing. He said, just order it, man. Mel will be laughing. She knows you love the boxing. I said, I know, you're right, like.
Wait until you see my shield coming, so did I tell you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, do you know what, mate? I heard a little bit, but if I'm honest, I wasn't.
Until you see my shield. I've been after one for ages. Richard the Lionheart shield, full size, battle ready. Going to be coming my way. The one that I did want was like 500-600 quid, and then they went down to about 160. And I've got one that was on the seconds lift because it's got a little scratch and a little bend on it. Yeah, for 85 plus post and packaging, it all comes to about 90, nearly 100 quid. But trust me when I tell you, that's dirt cheap. And I've been wanting one for a long time. It's my shield of recovery. You get it? I've got my sword, my shield. I've got the armor of God. Yeah. And when you've got the armor of God and he's on your side, be defeated.
Go on. It's right.
Yeah.
It's right.
The armor of recovery. And this is part of my armor, what we're doing today. You know, being honest, truthful, because I can't really get out to meetings as much as I haven't been out to them for ages, to be honest. Too much going on. But to me, this is a meeting, and I come to one every day now. I mean, ain't much difference, is it?
Mr. Beautiful Blows is asking, is your shield like medieval?
Oh, yes, the proper medieval shield, Mr. Blues. Jesus, I'll show you it when I get it, mate. It is beautiful. The proper Richard the Lionheart shield. It's got the George Cross on it and the 3 lions, yeah? The old Norman shields, the Norman and the shields. Beautiful. Beautiful. Can't wait to get it. And it's got a thing at the back where two swords go through it and a chain to hang it on.
And Michael's saying,
you should rename it JJ the Lionheart.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Thank you. Oh, stop bigging me up, you know. That's enough to make me relapse. I love all that shit. Yeah. You want to get my knickers off, mate? Just start praising me. See, I'd be terrible as a woman. I would. I'd be on my back all the time. You're so beautiful. Oh, God, give me one first. You know? I'm telling you, I'd be a right slapper. Your hair looks nice. Oh, lovely. Come here.
You do crack me up. Oh, bless
One nice boy. Easy, my little boy.
Oh, I don't. I've got a vision.
My little dog is just like me. He's such an attention seeker. He's getting me. I'm all talking to you, and he's sitting there trying to bite me and everything. Talk to me, Dad. You're just like your daddy, ain't you? Yeah. What? Can you hear him?
Oh,
don't
bless
even have to pay JJ.
him.
Give
Cut
me
his
a
son off. He's cut his son off. Oh, I love him.
class of
He's back.
JJ.
No, he's gone. He is funny though. He does crack me up. But
Wait,
I've got
Sorry, you keep it on.
sorry.
Fucking sausage fingers again.
No, you're pressing wrong buttons, aren't you?
I know. You know, you get excited. I mean, someone just give me a compliment. Come on.
Oh, bless you.
It's class JJ, you know.
Approval. Yeah, never had it when I was a kid. I must have. Shit, I'm going to go and use on the strength of that.
God, JJ.
Can't beat a bit of approval, can we, lads? Any excuse is a good one.
Yeah, we've got a new name for you anyway, JJ.
What we got?
No Sharon Stone in that film.
What?
Do you know
Yep, Sharon Stone in that film. That's the one. Just call me Sharon. I'm fine.
You have to get your wig to match.
Yeah, we can come on here. We'll be called Shazza and Dazza. Won't we, Darren?
Southern Dazzler.
The Shazza and Dazza show.
JJ, I'm going now.
That's it, guys. It's about laughter and love, yeah? That's what the whole world goes around.
It's right. It's good to laugh, man. It's good to laugh.
Evie, hiya.
Morning,
Evie. Oi, oi.
There, Evie. How are you, Evie?
Oh, you do crack me up.
Go on, Evie.
Who with the name Shazza and Dazza.
Go on.
Oh, that's tickled me, that.
Shazza and Dazza. Never ate, is it, hey?
Oh, that's going to have me chuckling all day, that one, JJ.
Oh, Michael Smith says they're going to come
I
and
was never told you now, JJ.
technical issues.
Shouldn't have even told you about Shazza, should I?
Go on, Dazza.
If you're getting cheeky today, I'm just going to go, I'll tell Shazza.
Shazza's got his eyes on you.
You know, Evie feels like a queen on her new sofa, and so she should. You enjoy that, Evie.
What's Evie saying?
I mean, I even had a dog called Sally, Slaggedy Alley.
Yeah, she said that.
And that's the God's honest truth.
Don't just
Sally,
be like
Sally, Slag of the Alley, you're more than you're well to me.
Somebody says, JJ, you little tart.
Wait, I'm a proper slapper, don't worry about that.
Oh, dear.
He slaps it here, he slaps it there, he slaps it bloody everywhere.
Evie says, do you want to see it? I think she means a new sofa.
Yeah.
Come on, Evie, let's have a look.
Oh, go on, you've got a nice new sober.
Bless it. What you after, dog? You know, I've got all the toys here for that dog. And they're all out of the house, so I have to keep putting them away. Now she's trying to rag them all out again.
I'm getting a new sofa soon.
Ed, the basement says JJ gives a kiss.
Believe it or not, we actually met at NA.
He's the base man, he's the business mate.
Believe it or not, Claire, she actually 13-stepped me.
I did not.
I'll blow you a kiss if you get up here and play some songs for us.
You've got your Oh, she.
Got me, okay. So yeah, it's been an enormous amount of work to get all this in order. Let me just get the wire in front of the camera. So it's a massive. I've got a flat the size of a trailer, like a luxury. What do you call them? A lodge. So I have an entrance, and that's my neighbour's kitchen. It's my lounge. So when you look round, I've got an open plan kitchen and bedroom, bathroom, utility room here. So this sofa here is quite big, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I have to push back more stuff and organize these plants and things more, because I'm luckily can hide my furniture bits behind there where all the stuff is on, because it gets a bit much. Because now that I've got such a huge sofa instead of 2 corner units, I have to really mind what I'm sitting all propped up in a corner here. See that? So I'll have to reorganize, but I'm cleaning at the same time all this dust and thing. So it's taking me a longer time to even clean up. You get me?
Looks lovely.
It looks lovely.
Well done, Evie. Well done, mate.
And, it takes an awful lot of cleaning, because there's always cat biscuits on the floor and, cat sand on your feet. And so I have a carer that comes and do the cleaning, but he didn't. He's been off before they delivered the sofas, unfortunately. So I've been here. Yesterday I couldn't be on live much, because I've been literally scraping dust out of the lino, because it was for weeks and weeks building up on the 2 other sofas. So what you don't hoover, it was just all caked in from spilled tea and, unmentionable amount of dust. Yeah, so I've done it now.
Go on, respect.
It's a lot of work, isn't it? How are you guys?
Yeah, we're good.
We're good, man. We're good. We're good, Evie.
So, I was worried that I wouldn't see my money again, because I spent $575 online. Bought in January. I had to put it off because the council wouldn't pick up my sofas in time. Then I ordered it, and I had to wait 2 weeks. And Friday they was going to deliver it, and I got notified it was going to deliver it, and I didn't hear anything. Monday, nothing. Tuesday, bam, knocking on the door.
Go on.
Oh, I'm freaking out. I was like, I left a really good review and a bad review on the courier. So, a good review about the sofa and the website, but a bad review about the courier service. You pay 40 quid and you think for a week that you've been ripped off. Come on, mate, isn't it?
No, not good, not good.
Yeah, 40 quid delivery from London is pretty decent, isn't it?
Yeah. That's brilliant.
Yeah, because I am like a train ride would be like an hour and 40 minutes. So I'm quite a distance under London still,
Yeah. You live in Hastings, don't you, Evie?
I live next to Hastings, I lived 22 years in Hastings.
My nephew and some of my family live up there.
Yeah, exactly. Now, like 4 years I live in Eastbourne, and I think I've been once back because my carer lives there. And I don't really need to do that transport, because Eastbourne is a bigger town than Hastings. I got it all there because I'm next to the shopping mall, so I don't have to walk too far.
Yeah, brilliant.
So I'm not tempted to go in my slippers to get the back here, but I could,
Yeah. Oh, I do. I jump out onto my patio. I walk 100 yards. I've got the Chinese shop, the co-op. Beautiful.
So you do that. I was the same in St Leonard's. Like, I lived in Silchester Road that adjoins London Road with all the shops. At night, I used to go to the hatch, we used to call it. It was the Spa, and they had an all-night hatch where at middle of the night you can go and order stuff, and you get to sit in the shop and you pay at the hatch. So me and my partner, we got really blasted on you know what, and we went out there bored as anything, ordering this guy, give him a tenner. It says, get us some good food. We know what you like, and we like it. Get it. And he said, give us a list then. I said, no, too lazy to make a list. Just get us good food. Here's a tenner. No beer, no alcohol, just food. Yeah, he went, okay. And you know, that don't exist anymore. But we would be out there in our slippers, like a nightie and a thingy, a gown on, in it. Those were the days, weren't they? That you could go in a onesie to the supermarket. You wouldn't do it now. You know, you've got to wear a mask and thing. You know.
Not anymore. You don't have to wear a mask anymore.
Do you not?
No.
Oh, I do in the shopping mall because, yeah, everyone around me does. But we've got an older generation in Eastbourne and I just follow what they do, you know what I mean? You couldn't be in Marks and Spencer's without a mask on, going to start a war, mate. Not the shop, the customer, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think some people are exempt, you know, and I think it's quite rude. Some people say that to other people.
Yeah, I've spoken to, like you've got a 60-year-old person having a go at a 20-year-old person, but they just go, I've got asthma and panic attacks, you can't make me. And I understand that the older generation goes, why am I risking my life standing near you? But we all know it's a lot different than how they say we need to behave. You just got to have common sense and basic hygiene, you know what I mean?
Evie, have you heard about Film Boy losing his channel?
No, I didn't. I was like, after I spoke to you, because I had obviously not been in that live where all the men were, and it was also late. And then I went to look what you was all talking about, and I seen it, and I didn't know that he took his channel or had taken his channel down. So someone made him, yeah?
Yeah, YouTube took it off him.
And what
He'll get it back.
What? Yeah, temporary, suspended. So what was the offence? I'm all excited now because I did an effort watching all that last night. And that was a long live, and Liv Free was in it, and all the other ones, wasn't it?
I don't know. I didn't have a look, if I'm honest.
If you do, prepare yourself. You got to really skip and go back and forward to see who says what. You know what I mean? But it's not on anymore. It's gone in it. It's gone in it. It's gone. So.
Yeah, the full channel's gone. Evie, they've took it down because he was getting porn bombed. I mean, that's fucking wrong. That like.
So JB done that to him because whatever JB said, he did do it. He's a liar.
No, I don't believe he's done it.
Oh, you say you don't because there might be a double that done it and screenshot.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I actually don't believe that was actually JB. I think there's someone else behind this. Someone very close to home, but I think there's someone else behind this.
So, JJ, do you think it's someone that likes GB or hates GB? Now we got to dig deep, innit?
I don't know.
Don't know.
You think it's close to home? Yeah, do you?
I think it's close to home.
So JJ, you were friendly with JB because no, the other one, because he was there since the beginning, and you felt a bit odd, didn't you? Yeah.
I've got a lot of love for Film Boy
because you know him and you trust him, and you.
Well, I only know him from on here, but it was the first panel I went on, and it was like good to me.
Your judgment,
and then it changed.
I trust your judgment on person that you like to see him not suspended and coming back, hanging out with his mates instead of the toxic.
Yeah, I would love to see him. Get back to where he was and the way he was. He ain't a bad person.
Yeah, you said you're gonna get hurt if you hang out with the bad potatoes, didn't you?
It happens, isn't it? You hang out, and you do them things, people want to burn you all the time. So
he's going to get hurt, isn't it? Exactly. He's going to get your channel taken. He's going to get hurt, isn't it? Because that's what they do. Yeah. He was getting quite popular.
Film Boy's all right. I've got love for Film Boy.
So Film Boy was getting quite big, and he got targeted. Yeah, they make him look bad. That happens.
Can happen.
Yeah, they shouldn't be. I haven't got much time for Film Boy at the moment.
That's what your opinion. Yeah, I'm like that about Ronnie. So Ronnie London. So
Not being said, though, Evie, I don't agree with people porn bombing him and all that, man.
No way.
I mean, Torbs, you and me, if Ronnie had a big channel like lots of views and panels, would you mind if he get porn bombed? Not me.
Yeah, I would. I wouldn't write that at all.
You're not like that. Me and Torbs might think slightly different. So I'm asking.
I wouldn't write that. I wouldn't want that. I think I don't want no one being porn bombed because, you know, 13, 14-year-old kids could be watching that. They're ingenious, these kids.
True.
I've done a live the other week, and my grandkid, who's 13, was phoning me up telling me how to do it. I said, how do you know I was on a bloody live?
There you go. Yeah.
My grandchild.
A lot of kids are on YouTube.
Of course they are. Even on the adult one, they can get on them, you know. So if there's people on there doing that porn bombing, remember what you're doing. What you're doing, you've got potentially showing children filth.
So
and if you get called for it, you're being jailed on the numbers, on the cucumbers.
The thing is, I wouldn't want anybody porn bomb, whether
I understand that because they can access it under 13. So another question, like, it's difficult, you know, because I think only someone who's out to harm Phil Boy would do that then.
No, because I think they've been trying to do it to quite a few people.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, Amanda. I don't think it was a personal attack on Film Boy. I think it's, do you know what? Everyone.
Boy.
I think what it is, I think what they've done is they've targeted Film Boy, well, not best because Society X, then they've targeted Film Boy. They've succeeded in getting his channel took down for now, right? Yeah. And then they'll move on to someone else. It could be Torb next. Do you know what I mean?
Andy W. Andrew W. was porn bombed the other day, loads of times.
Was he? He's quite.
No, not Andy W. Andy J. Andrew J.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think I heard.
Yes.
I was on it. Porn bombing him left, right, and centre, and I said to him, "Get this channel off now, and then bring it back on." I said, "Come off and come back on," and he wouldn't listen. But then, in the end, we all came off.
Yeah.
And then he had to do it.
Has he been shut down?
But he didn't care anyway.
He was laughing. He porn bombed himself because he brought himself on the front, and then he put them on full screen.
Yeah.
He's not I don't know if he done it intentional or not. I don't know, but I don't think he meant it. But he did it. He makes me laugh, Andrew J. He's funny, Andrew J.
Torbs.
Yeah.
Is Film Boy friendly to Lee?
I think the talk.
Yeah. Okay, it's fine. You know, because if someone wants to harm Lee, they go for all his mates. I understand that.
I think it's not. I don't think it's the case of. I think it's just the community, Evie, and some people don't like.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, you got more of an overview how many people are in that community. I don't. I just follow the big channels, you know what I mean? I don't have a view on how many people are in that community. You have, because you can count your views and things. And if you're talking thousands, then you're going to get that at random. But if it's targeted, I'd like to know, you know what I mean?
Got you, Claire. If you want to turn your camera up, it's up to you, mate.
If you want to come and talk.
Want to leave it on?
I have my own theory, but I have no proof of my theory.
Okay.
What's your theory, Amanda? Out of interest.
I would prefer not to say on here.
Oh, right.
I don't want other people getting targeted because I've mentioned this certain thing.
Right. Okay.
But I think you know exactly where I'm going with this, JJ.
Well, Society X is dead against it. Like, Society X is dead against porn bombing, so is Lee, so is News Now Yorkshire.
No, it's disgusting.
You know, so is AB, so is Ed, so is Reggie Photos, so is Torbs. So I'll go down the line that these big auditors are certainly not targeting each other, you know what I mean?
Oh, no, I don't believe it's any auditor. It's not any, from what I believe. But again, I can't prove what I'm thinking. But I believe it's over something else certain.
Are some auditing channels not what they are like, say, Random Name Auditing UK, Random Name, no association.
Yes, we are.
Are they police? And do they do hostile reconnaissance on us by putting 5 videos out of supposed audits, and they are police? Now, is it possible? Are we being infiltrated, I'm asking?
Anyway.
I don't think so.
I want to pick on that. What I pick up on what Tommy's saying there. So A responsible parent would restrict a child's view and no excuse besides a teenager not interested in this stuff. But what you've got
they
to think,
bypass
right?
it all. They bypass
So what you've
the
got
parents' codes. They bypass. They know
exactly.
how.
Not only that, Evie, not only that, what you've got to think of, so you restrict their device, to go out with their friends. How do you know their device has been? So they're on a friends, you can't, there's
Well,
no
lots
way.
already.
You
I'll
can,
tell
You
you
can
what,
live in a
lots
daydream,
already.
Tommy, if you want. You can live in not the real world and
how
think
are you
these
going to police that?
stupid things.
How are you
But,
going to
my grandchildren are all restricted. They're all on them things. Yeah, but they found a way. They're
How
all
are you
on them things. They've got the
police
restrictions, everything. On every computer they got,
They
but
all
they
know
found
the
a way to
parents' code.
bypass it.
Yeah, they can all
But live in a dream
bypass.
world if you want, mate. It's up to you.
The
Every
thing is,
child
even
can
at school, they
bypass
could
it. Yeah.
bypass stuff. Do you know what I mean? Even at school, they bypass stuff to get onto certain websites and stuff.
Okay.
I know because obviously, my kid's
Yeah.
like 17 anyway.
They know
But
how to get past the filter, innit?
yeah,
You've
he's
got-
very good with computers. He can program and all sorts of stuff.
That's
Do you
it.
know
The
what I mean?
school puts a
Video
filter on and they
editing.
want to see something else and they watch it. If they can't see social networks in school, they get the code and watch it.
Well, exactly. Oh, it looks beautiful out there, Claire. Wow, look at that view.
Oh my God, yeah.
Look
That
at
looks
that.
gorgeous. Doesn't it? Where's
Beautiful.
that? Oh my God, I want to go there. Magnet fishing.
Yeah,
Guys, this is and whoever's into fishing, this is a fishing spot as well.
Beautiful.
I don't know if you can see that little viewing. Yeah, I'll do a little. I'll get closer to the water, guys, in a minute, but I just had to show you.
Don't get too close.
I've just got myself a job, by the way. I've just approached these guys that were volunteering doing a bit of tree work. I've got my chainsaw ticket, and I just said to them, "Can I help? Can I help? Can I do anything?" And then they sent this boss lady over,
Yeah.
and I've given her my email address, and she said that I can come in and do. They need some help with tree maintenance work around the reservoir.
That's
So
fucking brilliant. Yeah, that's
okay,
brilliant,
it's not
mate,
paid, but it's still volunteering work. So
Still
Yeah,
brilliant.
but that's a
isn't it?
good,
Yeah,
good
brilliant.
step, though. Well done, Claire. That's
What
lovely.
an initiative,
Yeah.
mate, honestly.
Well, it just looks fun. I like cutting trees down as much as
Yeah.
I know the
Give
vegans
yourself a big
won't
pat on the
like
back
it.
here, mate. Honestly, give yourself a big pat on the back, yeah.
It does look beautiful there.
It is gorgeous, mate. This is like New Street Station for squirrels.
Go
I
on.
don't know if you'll see.
Beautiful.
I don't know if you'll be able to pick them up, but there's hundreds of them.
Hundreds,
And I love.
You come
and I
out with
love
a bag
squirrels.
of nuts. You come out with a bag of nuts. And
No,
they take it,
no.
yeah. No.
And they're really angry with me because I haven't come out with a bag of nuts.
You rebel.
They're really, yeah. How dare you come into our territory without any
Oh,
fees?
you're a pirate. No, you dare walk in that territory. Oh, they asking road tax, mate.
There's a magpie up there, one for sorrow. Oh,
Oh,
it's gone.
sorry, man. Salute that, man. Good morning, Mr.
Yep, that's what I do. I salute it.
Yeah, I do.
Salute it,
Hello,
yeah.
Mrs. Magpie, as
Hello,
Mr.
Mrs.
Magpie.
Magpie.
Hello, Mrs. Magpie, as Mr. Magpie.
That's the one. You better know, because
I
I've got a
salute
song.
twice.
I've got a song about the devil, devil, I defy thee, and it's about the magpie, and saying how we love the magpie, the pagans and things, you know what I mean?
Very intelligent bird.
Very
Yeah.
intelligent birds, yeah.
Soul bringers.
Very nice song
Mhm.
it is, yeah. Devil, I defy thee. Devil, I defy thee. And it's the magpie song.
It does look beautiful
It's
there.
just like the
Doesn't
little
it?
pathway. It is lovely. And there's nobody here. Can you believe it? But what's wrong with everybody?
Oh, I'm
This is just
walking
the route
forest
I've got to
every
take to my
single
mummy's house.
day, sir. Every day I'm in the forest a couple of times a day. Love it.
I'll take you all with me.
5 for silver, 6 for gold, 7 for a secret never told.
Devil, devil, I defy.
How do you know that, Tommy?
Yeah. Devil, devil, I defy thee. about the magpie. Devil.
I tell you what, is it a intelligent bird? The crow. How intelligent them crows are is unreal.
Magpie brings us tidings of news both fair and foul. She's more cunning than the raven, more wise
What a tune.
than the owl. And she brings us news of the harvest, of the barley, wheat and corn. And she knows when we'll go to our graves and how we shall be born.
Oh.
Once for sorrow,
Once for sorrow, two for joy.
three's for a girl and four's for a boy.
Oh.
Five's for silver,
Six for gold. Seven's for secrets never told. Oh, that's so sweet.
Go on, Evie.
It's got to be sometimes done. You're not going to get a copy strike because I made sure I sung all over it. You know what I mean? You know. Oh,
We were
that's
talking about that copy
sweet.
strike.
That is, you know.
I've had a few.
Oh, is JJ gone again?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got on and off in there. Signal, is it? Signal.
Oh, I don't know. He keeps pressing his buttons.
Sausage
If you hold
fingers.
it-
He said.
Yeah, I've got a laptop. He's got a phone. He presses it on his cheek or whatever. He gets it in it, you know.
Oh, I think it's his fingers.
Yeah, connection things. Yeah.
It's beautiful out there, though, Claire.
I keep looking at that sofa. It's unbelievable, mate. That's it.
It's lovely.
Isn't it?
It's nice, Evie. It's nice.
It's from the 1970s. I bought it in the
Lovely.
vintage. Yeah.
It's all you beautiful ladies pressing my buttons. That's what's doing it.
I haven't said a word there. I haven't said a word. I wouldn't dare say a word there, mate.
Check this one out.
Say a
So
lot.
someone,
I could say a lot, but
someone has had the. Hey, look at this. So there's a tree. There it is, normal looking
beautiful.
tree, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Fully out.
Oh,
who lives in
Sleepy
the
Hollow.
tree?
Oh, yeah.
Sleepy Hollow. Do you know I've got a Christopher Walken on my back and a tree with a horse on it with him chopping the head off? It's a tattoo.
we've been told about yellow
It's not.
storm warning. Have you been told about amber yellow storm warning?
That's beautiful.
Yes.
Isn't that clever? Whoever's done that. Simple but effective.
That's amazing.
You split yourself there, Claire, if someone answered the door.
What would you do if someone answered it? Yeah. What would you do if someone threw their head out and went, "You want your pot of gold?"
Imagine if they said, "Oh, no." I'll say, about time you repaid a favour, you bastards. All you do is take seed off me. Constantly filling up that feeder. Oh, take me, you lot.
Exactly.
I like my eggs poached.
Not fertilised then.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah. I'm into fertilisation.
Here's what they call a habitat file.
I've fertilised a few eggs in my time. I've got 12 grandkids.
A hedgehog house.
Wow, look at
Is
that.
it the hedgehog house here? Yeah, whoever's into that fishing, I'm about to show you what the crack is. So, bear with.
God, I love it there. That is an amazing place.
It is wonderful.
DJ,
No
don't
dogs
go
allowed on the
outside.
shoreline. Shit. I'm not allowed on the shoreline, but I'm a rule breaker. So I'm going to do it anyway.
Oh, God. It looks
Yeah,
very
you've
good.
got to break the odd boundary.
We are. Okay, let me take you round here, look. This
Yeah.
is where the men... Oh, look, there's a fisherman here. We're going to try and strike communication up with them. Shall we? Or not? That's not advisable. I did watch a true crime documentary about a man that got beaten to death on the Thames when he was just look.
Might
Ooh,
slap
we
a
got
carp in your
bibbies.
face. Look at
We got
that.
some bibbies.
Quite a few of them.
Yeah, I've been there out there. Oh, it's getting all rainy now. Can you see that, man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What part of the world is that?
So I'm in. This is Chard, which is sorry to interrupt, chaps. This is
Surrey.
no, not Surrey. This is southwest. So we're about 30 miles from Exeter. So in the southwest.
Oh,
Yeah.
Exeter. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's lovely.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Lovely. It's in lovely.
Lovely.
Right.
Lovely.
It's that's right. Well, play that in, sweetheart.
Gorge station. Gorge station.
Apparently, there's some real benefits to swimming in like open water for your mental health. Apparently,
Open water, yeah. I just want to make sure that I understood you right. Open water.
What will he be fishing for? Do you think? That man there.
Probably carp.
Yeah.
You reckon?
Michael's into his fishing. I
All
think.
the ducks are laughing at him.
Quackers.
Yeah, they're absolutely quack, isn't they? Stop.
If I was there, I would have a magnet on a bit of rope and probably throw it in.
If I was
Me.
there, I'd get a bit of TNT on the end of a rod, blow it up, and just skim all the dead fish in.
Yeah, but that used to be my idea of fishing. I used to think you had them all, but they put them back. They catch them and put them back. I don't understand that.
Me neither. I can't get my head around it either. My
Yeah,
daughter
I can't get my head around that one.
She weighs it.
If I catch something, I'm going to want to eat it because that's what I do. I eat things.
Over there it was such a peaceful place, but over there's an aggregate supplier, and all we hear in the morning is beeping from the forklift trucks. So, you know, I think we ought
That's a
to,
massive
all
lake. That's a beautiful lake. My God, it's gorgeous.
Apparently the history of this lake is it was man built. Can you believe that? In the 1900s, no 360 diggers around. So it was man built, and the purpose of it was to feed the whole of Chard with drinking water. But now we obviously don't rely on this anymore. But yeah, incredible. When you think about it, it's incredible, isn't it? Think, you know,
Stunning, absolutely stunning.
I think it was dug out. Yeah, insane.
God, yeah.
It's vast. But there's lots of. I think there's about 20 different fishing points. God, the wind's kicking up now. It's all right, boys. You ain't got to go. They're all fucking off now. Look, so I've got too close. Yeah, we got one of their little feathers. One of the gents. Feathers from one of the gents, that was. Sorry, boys.
Is it called the basin? The basin, that lake? Or Lake Chad? Lake Chard? Or basin?
Well, I don't suppose you can see that because it'll all be backwards, but...
11 metres, 36 feet deep. Water volume.
What makes me laugh?
Wow.
What makes me laugh about these information boards is in the bottom right-hand corner of every single one is an advert for Somerset cider. You can tell you're in Somerset, and it's like, oh, by the way, if you want to get wasted, you can buy your fucking Somerset cider with crushed up rats and all sorts in it from here, my lover.
I've actually had that. Yeah.
You can tell you're in bloody Somerset, my sweetheart.
All right.
Cider. I am a cider drinker.
And me.
I drink it all the time. I love pear cider.
One thing they have got here and they're really good at is bird boxes. So we're helping the birds out in the winter. My sweetheart.
Lake Chad Basin.
Hey, a Hastings person, he recognised the Uar pirate language.
My sweetheart.
Uar, because we in Hastings, we're in a pirate day. Uar, Uar.
Wow, look at that. Well, it looks like it's moving, doesn't it?
Lovely.
You're right, my lovely.
Lovely.
My lovely. Are you going all Birmingham, Mama?
I'm a lovely day. Come on then.
He by gum.
Big guy gum.
Does the belly touch the bum?
Whoa.
Getting that down.
I'm trying not to shriek like a banshee, but I'm sorry. I'm so
Let's
sorry.
go to explore down here, shall we?
Yeah.
Let's explore.
Ronnie
true,
London, he calls me the Wicked Witch of the North, but I'm the Wicked Witch of the Southeast, am I?
The Cockney
Yeah,
voice is
well,
definitely the most common, isn't it? It's very common, isn't it? Sounding.
Down here, it's all slang. You know, in Hastings, you go down the old town, and that's all the East End gangsters, so the Greys and thing. So one to the other pub, everyone, they goes like, "Are you diddling? Jog on diddlo," and these are only terms used in like high down, like jog on diddlo. You say that to a screw, jog on diddlo, and now you're diddling. That's only London, but Hastings, they have that as common slang.
That's more like travelling talk.
Yeah, and like if you...
When we say something in East London, when we say you're diddlo, it means you're thick.
No, how you diddling? How you diddling?
Okay.
So if you ask
How you
someone
diddling?
how they are, how you diddling? Yeah.
Oh, how you doing?
How you diddling is how you doing, and
Yeah.
they use a lot of phrases like down the road the other day and her indoors a lot. And at the end of the day, they say that a lot as well. At the end of the day. So we got
At the end of the day, to
Connie,
be honest.
I love that. I love that difference of expressions. Yeah, I love it. I'm actually fascinated by all these regional expressions, you know, because they're pirates for one reason. It's 1066 smuggling territory.
Oh, I've got to go for a walk in a minute. This is making me envious for my walk.
So are you in smugglers' territory? Are you?
Yeah, I'm on the Mexican cartel route.
You are.
Now from
I can tell.
Yeah.
From Chard to Knoll St Giles.
Yeah.
Where we transport
large amounts of
huge quantities of straw.
Yeah. And bubble gum.
And corn for the mice.
And a bit of barley. And a bit of barley.
Yeah. Oh, that's naughty.
What is that?
I like a bit of barley.
Is that what Stonehenge is? Is it
I got 40 acres and you got 43.
I've got a combine.
I got a nice combine harvester and I give it a TV.
Hey! All together now! That's what we like.
What do you like?
Oh dear.
You're a pirate.
I'm not originally from these ends.
I mean, you're still a pirate. You're a pirate.
See you later, kid. Michael.
Yeah, take it easy, Michael. Have a good day.
Who are?
See you later, guys.
Oh, hang on. We've got normal people coming up, so everyone act normal. Everyone act normal.
Teacher's coming.
If I go.
Who's teacher coming?
I got a brand new common officer. Hello.
And I'll give you the key.
Hiya.
Me and my dad. Who knows the song Me and My Dad?
I've been rumbling on this JCB.
My old man's a dustman and he took me round the corner and he shot me just like that.
Yeah.
And the engine rattles my bum like berserk. That one.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna sing over it so we don't risk any copyright strike. All right, you know.
Okay.
Right.
Well, they thought I was weird anyway.
Nice to be weird.
Tune. I'm 5 years old and my dad's a giant sitting beside me. And the engine rattles my bum like berserk.
Yeah.
Don't forget to shovel if you want to go to work. Probably had a bloody hard day.
Had a bloody hard day.
I'm laughing
and joking. All these cars stuck behind us.
Oh,
we're holding up the Bible. Me and my dad on top of sitting on the toolbox. I'm so glad I'm not at school.
So glad I'm not in school.
I'm so glad I'm
and
not
we're holding up the bypass. Keep going. Oh
Keep
no.
going.
Pull over, let the cars pass.
We pull over, let the cars pass.
Off again, speeding by the summer green grass, and we're like giants up here in our
big yellow bus.
Even bigger.
To a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Eat up all the bullies.
Right, guys, I'm going to end it, man, and I'm gutted because we're all having fun as well. But unfortunately, we've got things to do.
All right, guys.
The bypass.
But listen, guys, we'll be back at
8 o'clock, twice a day.
Man. Anytime, Claire. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for
coming on.
Seriously, thank you.
I'm glad.
Lovely to talk to you both.
Listen,
coming back. It works. If it work it. I got it first.
Yeah, it works. It works. Absolutely. Nice to talk to you, Evie. Thank you,
nice
Mr. and
to see
Mrs.
you again. Keep up the
See you later, guys. Bye-bye. God bless everyone.
Go on.
Bye, everyone.
See you later, JJ.
Bye.
See you later, Kat. Evie, respect as always, my mate.
I'm so glad you like my sofa and keep up the good work, mate.
And you, mate. You'll keep up the good work too.
I'm trying.
Go on, and that's all we can do, Evie. We're on again tonight at
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. If you're around, we'll see you then.
Yeah, I have to have some time off to sort all this and find my teeth again because they're in the bedroom and my phone is in the bedroom. I've not been there yet, you know what I mean? I've been doing that.
Okay, my mate. Amanda, nice one for coming on the panel as well, and everyone in the chat. Please have a
You deserve a big old coffee and a good old round, you know what.
I'm gonna go to the toilet and I'm gonna make a coffee before I crack on with some.
And a roll up, mate. You know.
Yeah, can't beat the old roll up. I've got one ready to go. Look, Evie, look, got one ready to go.
That's a nice roll up you got there, mate.
Yeah. Go on, Evie.
Uncle JJ.
Respect what's Uncle JJ goes.
Best one yet.
Massive.
That sofa is 50 years old. That's from the 70s, so it's from a vintage shop. I couldn't afford that normally. They cost £2,000, innit? Look at it. It's 50 years old. It's not a bit of marketing, not much.
It's lovely though, Evie, isn't it? It's lovely.
I'm gonna have that for the rest of my life, I'm sure, you know what I mean? I'm so dead careful with the money, you know.
Go on, Evie. It's lovely, man. It's lovely. I like it.
Proud little mare on the Facebook going, oh.
Go on. Do you know what? I'm glad it come because I was starting to worry thinking, have you been ripped off, mate? But listen, it's a yeah.
I had my other one in 11 years and I spent $450 and I found that already hard to let go of. So 11 years, I've got my money's worth, you know.
Yeah. Go on, Evie. Right, we're gonna vacate, Evie, and we will catch you later, my mate.
That's it. Hop in the shower. Bye.
Respect, Evie. Have a good day, mate.
Take care, everyone. Stay safe.
Bye, darling.
Ta-da, mate. Ta-da. Everyone in the chat, stay safe. We'll see you again at 8 o'clock. Until then, stay safe, man, and be